If anybody you know is struggling to find the commentary link, I've just retweeted it on X, formerly known as Twitter. And in their little teaser, they've said the Shots are in action this afternoon and have the opportunity to leapfrog opponents Sutton United. That is so true. We don't do live league tables, but we know that if Aldershot beat Sutton today, they go above them and at least up to 17th. Technically, it's possible for them to climb as high as 15th, but Steve Gibbs alongside me, we're almost ready to get things underway. All about just getting the 3 points, really. The league position doesn't feel important at the moment, does it? Just get the 3 points and make sure that at worst you keep equidistance of 7 points to the relegation zone.
Absolutely, yeah. I think if you look after the 90 minutes in front of you, the league table will take care of itself. And as we said earlier, Aldershot Town or Sutton aren't looking down, even though John, after the last home defeat, was at pains, almost angry, to suggest we're back in a relegation fight. And
completely opposite to the previous management.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But just different ways mentally of dealing with it. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I think as I said to Robin, if the players metaphorically are on the beach thinking season's done, we're safe, you get dragged back into it. You can't immediately just turn it on again. That mentality, and they need to finish the season strong, because a lot of these players will be playing for contracts on both sides. Chris Agata has absolutely renovated this Sutton squad. They were bottom at the end of October, and as he said, if they'd beaten Rochdale and held out and not conceded 2 stoppage time goals, they'd have been 12th. That's a remarkable turnaround. But both teams, you never quite know what you're going to get with Aldershot or Sutton. Consistently inconsistent. Any result is possible this afternoon. Convincing wins for both teams, because both teams have got match winners in their squads.
Yeah, that's a very, very fair point. I don't think any of Aldershot's good and bad runs, or Sutton's good and bad results or runs, are anything to do with anybody being anywhere near the beach yet. Both these teams will know they need a win or wins to be secure. We are 3 or 4 minutes away from kickoff. The teams are coming out here at the EBB for this National League fixture between currently 18th place Aldershot Town and 17th placed Sutton United. We welcome our DAZN viewers and our BBC Surrey online listeners, or those listening via the BBC Sport app. I'm Rob Worrell. Alongside me is Steve Gibbs, the former Aldershot Town media manager. And I think we may have a record for the most number of mascots I've ever seen here. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 mascots. It has to be an all-time record, Steve, doesn't it?
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah. Are you sure? I counted 16 and Ollie Scott.
Stop it. He's teasing you, listeners and viewers. The Shots in their home kit of red shirts, blue shorts and red socks. And Sutton in a rather impressive all-black strip with a little bit of yellow or amber flashing. Sutton led by Edon Pruti, and the Shots led out by Ryan Hill. His first game back at the EBB for a while after missing a couple of games, and then of course scoring that late penalty that sealed Aldershot's 2-0 win last week. Your sides then today: Aldershot Town line up as follows. Boyce Clark in goal, a back 4 left to right of Ollie Scott, Christy Grogan, Will Nightingale and Raheem Shackelford. Holding midfielders Hargreaves and Hill, with Brodie Pert, James Henry and Charlie Warren supporting Callum Stewart in attack. Stewart looking for his first Shots goal still, working hard, beavering away. Will he get it today? Sutton United line up as follows. Tony Dolbear here from Sutton assures us that they'll line up something like this. Jack Sims in goal, a back 4 left to right of Topolodge, Eccleston, Pruti and Doncourt, and then a 2-2-2 The most defensive of those two, Charlie Bell and Jake Taylor. Then Jaden Harris, the former shot, of course, and Lewis Simper, and David Ogbonna and Brandon Njoku. He said that could vary. Ogbonna might be wide. We'll keep an eye early on. Steve will keep you up to date, listeners and viewers, on the Sutton formation as we decipher it. If I had to pick out one player from Sutton that's impressed me all season, Steve, and impressed me in the away fixture and lots of other games I've seen, Lewis Simper. 2-footed, can go either way. His stats have got to be up there for a midfielder in the National League. Classy player.
Yeah, absolutely. I wondered who you were going to say. I was hoping it was going to be Simper, because otherwise I might have to disagree with you. But yeah, simply one of the best central midfielders in the National League. Loves a shot from distance, so Kanaya Boyce-Clarke will need to be aware. 10 goals, 6 assists, also 11 yellow cards, so he's not just a creative player, he's got a bit of steel to him as well. And yeah, fantastic player. And I think that is one of Sutton's strengths, central midfield. Charlie Bell is another one of those players that has stood out in recent weeks.
We're underway here at the EBB. Sutton with kickoff going towards the East Bank end, and the ball was fired straight into touch on the far side. I don't know how many times I've said that this season, but yeah, great points there made by Steve. And everybody here at Aldershot Town knows just how good Jaden Harris can be on his day. Got to be honest and say it wasn't his day at Gander Green Lane earlier on in the season. He was surprisingly sort of sheepish and quiet that day. But we know what he's got in the locker. Here's Henry feeding Brodie Pert, who's starting the game on the right-hand side, and he's immediately brought down by Bessart Topolodge. And a yellow card after 35 seconds for Bessart Topolodge. And this particular referee, Robert Massey-Ellis, not subscribing to the school of thought that certain fouls are only a yellow card after an hour.
No, I think quite rightly so. I think Brodie did really well, just touched the ball away, past Topolodge. The defender knew exactly what he was doing, but now the Sutton left back is on a yellow card for virtually the whole game, over 90 minutes. Aldershot Town have got to focus on targeting him.
Okay, free kick then to the Shots, level with the right hand side edge of the penalty area. We're well into the second minute now, but James Henry is going to send in a free kick from this right hand side. In it comes, should be the keeper's, it is. I think he wanted to curve it away a little bit more from Jack Sims. Meanwhile, as Ogbonna, I think, pounced on the wonderful goal kick from Jack Sims, he was just maybe a foot or so offside, Steve, and just as well for Shots he was, because he brought it down rather nicely.
He did, and he is a dangerous player. Can be a poacher, but also close control, tricky, good delivery, a real all-round creative threat.
Ollie Scott receives the ball inside his own half. He's shut down by Ogbonna, sees him off to start with, and then plays it off of Charlie Bell and into touch, throw into the Shots, taken backwards by Scott through Hargreaves to Will Nightingale. He's going to fire a ball out to the right hand side, beautifully weighted to Brodie Pert. First touch is good, and then Topolodge just held Pert off there. I think the referee spotted it, didn't give a foul, but he'll have been aware. Here's Hargreaves touching the ball back to Ryan Hill. Hill buys a bit of space and then fires it to Nightingale, who under pressure puts it in touch on the halfway line. Interesting, we did wonder if Warren and Pert might, after the success late on last week up at Morecambe, maybe switch at some point. I didn't expect him to start that way, but got to keep any defence on its toes, isn't it? You've got inverted wingers, this traditional wingers as it were at the moment. Here's Harris slotting the ball out to Ogbonna on the right hand side. He's got Will Nightingale exposed, cross comes in, Boyce-Clarke will come to the edge of his area and get it. Nice vibrant start to the game, good feel to it, and an excellent atmosphere and a really good crowd. Don't know if we knew quite what to expect. The last home game was midweek on a damp, horrible, cold Champions League night after Shots had lost 5 on the trot against Boreham Wood, who brought about 85 fans, and it was 1,300. I think we might well be over the 3,000 today, Steve. What do you reckon?
Yeah, really good home crowd. The East Bank looking very healthily full, and
terrific.
The Sutton end, impressive.
Very impressive. In fact, they're quite high up on the banking of the slab there on the far side. Here's Aldershot on the attack. Ollie Scott feeding Warren. He goes up against his man and he's brought down and fouled, and he's just in a bit of discomfort as well. I think he's going to be okay. So 4 minutes very nearly gone. Yeah, there's actually very, very few Sutton fans sitting in the final section of the south stand. Probably only about 50 or 60. And then, easily another 250 on the slab terracing. So we think 300 upwards. There's still people coming in, look, at the back from Sutton. So could even push as high as 400 there. We'll confirm that midway probably through the second half for you Hughes fans. One place above Aldershot, and the goal difference is 1 between them as well. Little flick on, falls to Shackelford, followed up shot is in, it's onside, and Callum Stewart has got his first goal for Aldershot Town. Free kick was played in. It was a Sutton player that played it on. It fell at the feet of Shackelford, and I'm not sure if he passed it or it bounced off him into the path of Callum Stewart, who struck it home, looked to the assistant referee, saw the flag was down, and then celebrated his first Aldershot Town goal. 5 minutes gone, shots 1, Sutton 0.
Well, even he seemed surprised. I think his body language suggested that the ball was bobbling wide, and then suddenly it was in the net. All happened at slow motion, and it hits the post, hits the inside of the post, and I think Callum was checking whether the ball was going to rebound out wide, but no, it hit the inside of the post. A really low delivery from the free kick from James Henry.
Yep. Okay, we're going to update other. Yes, thank you, Gary. We've had a goal just inside the 5th minute here at the EBB. The shots for the free kick out on the left. It was sent into the area. There was a bit of confusion. Shackelford might have got a touch on it. The post then certainly did. And it rebounded to Callum Stewart, who we just mentioned was still searching for his first shots goal. He tapped it in from close range, checked the assistant referee's flag. It stayed down, and the shots are ahead here against the U's. 6 minutes gone now. Shots 1, Sutton 0. Sorry, Steve, we just cut you off in your prime there. Great win there. Thank you, with Callum Stewart on the right hand side, exchanging work with Pert. So the shots scoring 3 goals in the space of less than 10 minutes across the Morecambe game and this game. And here Jake Taylor wins the ball, plays it off of Harris, goes into touch, and Harris thinks about complaining that the throw was given to Aldershot even though it came off him. Lively start from the shots, and Sutton looking to get themselves back in it. To be fair, had 1 or 2 dangerous forays forward, and it looks like they've got pace up there. Taylor nicks the ball off Henry, but Aldershot get it back through Ollie Scott. Plays it out to Charlie Warren on the left hand side. Warren finds Ollie Scott. We tend to average around about 4 goals a game here at the EBB, so Sutton United fans, don't lose hope. There's a long way to go. Not been so high scoring lately, and Aldershot have struggled to score on their own ground against Carlisle, Boreham Wood, York and Rochdale. And of course they'll be really, really pleased to get an early strike today. Here's Hargreaves shutting down Bell. Aldershot press, win the ball. Callum Stewart's fouled, and Aldershot Town are going to have a free kick now in what we call position A for a right-footed player. The only trouble is, before that, Warren's down. He's potentially got a bit of a dead leg, top right thigh, and then Callum Stewart's down, who got proper clonked on the head with a challenge. And I think it was a genuine attempt to get the ball from the Sutton player. I'm not sure if you've seen the replay or who it was.
I haven't yet, no.
But Steve, by the way, told you so beautifully that Aldershot goal hit the post because he had a few extra seconds to look at the replay, didn't you, Steve?
I did. And it was Eccleston. And I wish I could claim that, but it was my glamorous assistant who pointed it out.
My glamorous assistant. There we go.
I'm happy to just be involved.
I like that. 8.5 minutes gone then. Callum Stewart's up. He's got to come off because he's had treatment. Charlie Warren got himself up, but he's still trying to knock a bit of life back into his right leg. We haven't even had a chance yet, and we'll come to it when we get another stoppage in play, but Callum Stewart's first shot's goal, and he won't care how far out it was or how it went in, or even if it was contentious. He himself must have thought it might be, because he double checked that assistant referee's flag. Now, James Henry stands alone over this free kick, so surely there's only one option. He's going to try and hit the target. There's 4 Sutton players in the wall, plus Charlie Warren to the left of them, to the right as Henry looks at it. And it is around about 23 yards out. James Henry steps up, and that is way too high. He's actually leaning back, he falls over, and he checks the surface, which is a bit lush and probably a bit damp, Steve, and goes over the bar. So 9.5 minutes gone, it remains shots 1, Sutton 0. And your thoughts on Callum Stewart's first goal for Aldershot Town? Not so much the goal, but what it'll mean to him.
Absolutely, yeah. Any striker, any attacker will want to get off the mark. It doesn't matter how, whether he thought it was going wide, whether he had to hold a second before he could start celebrating, it doesn't matter. And it does capitalise upon a really strong start from Aldershot Town. The game has started really openly for both teams. Shots though struck first.
And still Callum Stewart's he's now been allowed to come on by Robert Massey Ellis. And I think everyone knows it's 30 seconds, but then when everybody appeals and the referee gets annoyed, he has to add a few more seconds on just to show that he's in charge. I find that so annoying.
Yeah.
What about being a little bit, oh crumbs, yeah, I've completely forgotten, waving them straight on?
Yeah, you shouldn't penalise
that's about
the attacking
ego.
team.
Sorry,
yeah.
Robert Massey
And it
Ellis,
was a really bad aerial challenge, really strong, overly physical from Eccleston, that possibly should have been a yellow card.
Okay, Hill clears the ball forward. It'll go all the way through to Eccleston, who plays the ball out the right hand side. Ogbonna, heavy touch, but he gets his own ball under control, although Ollie Scott arrived, as he loves to do. If there's one thing Ollie Scott loves, it's a 40-60 ball. Would you agree, Steve?
I do. And he often makes it his own.
Aldershot break in here with Hill. Plays it out to the right hand side to Brodie Peart. Plays the ball into James Henry. Good touch control. Plays it back to Peart. Peart's going to try an early ball. Doesn't really lift that one too well. And good work from Sutton, winning the ball back with Njoku. And coming out now with Charlie Bell. Bell up to Jaden Harris. Oh, wonderful back heel into the path of Njoku. A little bit heavy-handed, I thought, from Christy Grogan, but no foul given against it. Sutton fans will always be honest. I thought that might have been a free kick to Sutton. Referee close though, closer than we are. Doesn't give anything. Aldershot in possession in midfield with Hargreaves. Finds Warren. Warren out to Charlie, to Ollie Scott. And the ball into touch. Aldershot with the throw. And Will Nightingale doing what he loves to do, take on players in his own final third. Realises that Ogbonna's pretty quick. Ball played forward, definitely not offside, Callum Stewart. And then James Henry, I think, just leaning into the back of the Sutton player. Again, no foul given. So 2 possible fouls for Sutton not given. Here's Aldershot pressing away down by the corner flag now through Callum Stewart. And that is a goal kick to Sutton. 12.5 minutes gone. Shots 1, Sutton 0. Here's Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, I think both of them were not major fouls, but fouls nonetheless.
Okay, we'll keep you abreast of the other games as we go through the afternoon. We had quite a lively start here, so I'll get across those in just a minute. Good afternoon as the ball's played forward down the left side, goes behind, goal kick to Shots. Good afternoon to Nick Brooks. He said he's much further north today watching Darlington v Scarborough but listening to comms at the same time. He's asked me to give a shout out to Gina and Ellie, who are watching back home on DAZN. And thank you very much, Stuart Griffiths, for just sending me a video of that first goal. I've had a look over Steve's shoulder, and I'm more than happy to go with his verdict that the ball actually came back off the post and it didn't bounce off of Shackelford. Shackelford was certainly in the vicinity, but what it clearly did was rebound to Callum Stewart, who put it in the net and then asked questions, which is the right way to do it. Free kick now given against James Henry for coming together with Bell, which was probably less of a foul than the 2 the ref didn't give.
Yeah,
Would you
yeah,
agree?
it probably evens itself up, which shouldn't happen. But yes.
Jaden Harris trying a through ball. It will make its way all the way back to Boyce Clark, who takes no chances. Hammers it, and it bounces in touch right in front of Stephen Iron, almost bounces up towards us as well. Shots won, Sutton United 0. The goal coming after 5 minutes from Callum Stewart, slotting home from close range. I think he was around about the 6-yard line, wasn't he, Steve, when he put it in?
Yeah.
And something a little bit fortuitous about it for Aldershot, but Lord knows John Coleman has bemoaned Aldershot's luck many games. Probably the first real ounce of luck they've had since those 2 goals at Braintree, when they were far the better side all night anyway, but just couldn't get it by the traditional measures. Here's a ball down the left. Hargreaves went, oh, he's missed out. Hargreaves is onto it, goes down. Penalty to Aldershot. Poor control, an underhit back pass. Hargreaves pounced in, and Eccleston does now get the yellow card, and he's given away the penalty. Hargreaves, not an awful lot of contact to be fair, but he nipped in. He spotted the underhit back pass, and now the ball is in the hands of Ryan Hill, the shot skipper, who scored late on last week to put Shots 2-0 up. Of course, his previous penalty at this ground, at this end, went over the bar. So, penalty here at the EBB. 15 minutes gone. Yeah, quarter of an hour gone. Shots 1-0 up already. They've got a penalty here for a foul on Hargreaves. Ryan Hill sends the keeper the wrong way, and the Shots have doubled their lead. And 15 and a half minutes gone. It's Aldershot Town that are taking a bigger, bolder step towards safety than Sutton. 2-0 Shots. Steve.
Excellent penalty from Ryan Hill. You never for 1 second think he was going to miss that. Confident, with power, side foot, just left of centre, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. But that goal is all about everything that is good about Cameron Hargreaves. Chasing the lost cause, breaking the lines, putting Eccleston under pressure, and it's just another moment of slack defending, of self-inflicted pain on Sutton United by their own defenders. So many goals recently they've conceded because of slack defending, avoidable moments, and they put themselves behind the 8 ball. 15 minutes gone, barely 16. They've got a mountain to climb already, completely unnecessarily.
Okay, 16 and a half minutes gone here. Shots 2-0 up. Here's a quiz question for future years. Who scored the first Woking goal under the management of Jermaine Defoe? The answer, listeners, is Harry Beautyman with a header. So the Cards are ahead against Eastleigh, and right now Eastleigh and Sutton, two of those sides that will be looking at the live league tables and will be looking over their shoulder and will be wondering and worrying. I personally think, and a lot of people do, Steve, that the current bottom 4 is the most likely to go down, but it's not locked in, is it?
It's not, no. I think, considering there has been a lot of movement, Morecambe threatening, Gateshead actually pulling clear, other teams falling down like Eastleigh, who have been in free fall by and large for quite a while, and it's not done and dusted. But I would, if I had to bet on it, then I would say the current bottom 4 will not escape.
Here's Topolage in possession for Sutton in the 18th minute, plays it down the left-hand side, and if Sutton was shell-shocked by that early goal, it's only got worse for them at this stage. But so early in the game, the shots have started well and struck twice, and notably really, other than James Henry's free kick, they've had 2 chances and scored 2 goals. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
It ain't
as
bad,
the song goes.
As someone once said, indeed, yes.
They didn't just say it, they sung it.
They did.
They sung it.
They did, yes, Mr. Meatloaf.
I think they did anyway. I think they did.
Yeah, and the less said about James Henry's free kick, the better. So let's call it 2 out of 2.
Easily the worst of the 3 efforts, wasn't it? Here's a throw-in taken by Aldershot. Stewart pops up. Eccleston does well, wins the ball in the air, and Hargreaves is caught late by the number 37, Charlie Bell. Ref's just going to have a word with him. I think it's probably handy that, because he's had to show 2 yellows, or he feels, He's had to show 2 yellows. I don't think Sutton United, the players, the staff, the supporters, the management will be too pleased with anything that's happened so far, including that of the referee Robert Massey Ellis. It was relatively soft on Hargreaves, but it was deemed, as we've seen often, enough. You know, I didn't really get your considered thoughts on that, Steve. You might have got a second look at it as well, but Aldershot meanwhile have won the ball back on the left-hand side and have done really well to protect it. It's ended up in touch. For you, a clear-cut penalty or a little bit soft, or you're not sure? What do you reckon?
I think clear-cut but soft. I think it was a silly chat. Eccleston compounded the poor back pass by pulling down Cameron Hargreaves. It wasn't the most blatant foul, but there was still contact.
Poor ball out of defence from the shots, and Sutton are coming down the left-hand side with Njoku. Back to Jaden Harris. Cross comes in. Little knockdown, and then Sutton tuck it away. Lewis Simper in the right place at the right time. All a little bit scrappy and messy, but Sutton won't care about that. And Lewis Simper, who's got a gorgeous right and left foot, probably hasn't had too many tap-ins like that this season. That's all it was in the end. But in the right place at the right time. And at a ground where we average 4 goals a game, we've had 3 in the first 20 minutes. Aldershot Town 2, Sutton 1.
Yeah, more defensive mistakes this time from Aldershot Town. A poor clearance from Boyce Clark.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon, Steve. I thought he said back to Rob Worrell and he didn't. Off you go.
I think they are coming to you in a second, but yeah, poor defensive clearance from Boyce Clark. And then once again, the shots can't clear it.
This one's gone to Sutton. Thank you, Gary. Just a rare foray down the left. I think Aldershot played a poor ball out of defence, actually. Sutton got down the left-hand side. Jaden Harris put the ball into the box. It didn't fall neatly to a Sutton player, but it bobbled around a bit. And Lewis Simper, who's known for his gorgeous, sumptuous strikes, tapped it in from about 6 yards, and he said thank you very much. So 20 minutes gone, 21 very nearly now here at the EBB. 3 goals already. This is the place to come for goals. Shots 2, Sutton 1. Oh, another underhit back pass from Shots, and Harris has nicked it. Got away from Shackelford and Pert, and Njoku shoots, and it's cleared away. A partial save by Boyce Clark, and then cleared away off the line, I think, by Christy Grogan. And Sutton, from 2 goals down and shell-shocked, are right back in it now, and Aldershot Town have got to just go again, Steve. A decent half save from Boyce Clark.
Yeah, it was a save he shouldn't have had to make, but in the end it was entirely necessary. Njoku was in, tried to slip it across the goal, but Boyce Clark, quick off his line, made himself big and made the block. But Aldershot Town catching what you might call at the moment the Sutton disease. Slackness in defence, poor passing, creating problems for yourself. If they thought this game was won 2-0 after 15 minutes, they need to wake up, because Sutton will punish you. Simper, poor defending again, not just the poor clearance from Boyce Clark, but should have been cleared aerially as the ball came in from the left. It wasn't, and Simper was able to tap in. And you could say Sutton should be level.
It could be level, that's for sure. They might feel they should be. They might also feel a bit aggrieved at your description of their defence, because they've let in a lot less goals than Aldershot this season. Aldershot, though, have scored a lot more. Here's Brodie Peart, good first touch, good second. Got a couple of Sutton players in front of him. He's going to make his way down the outside. He's got Shackelford coming in support now. Shackelford stops, gives it back to Pert. Pert taking on his man, squares it across, and it's cleared up and away really, really well for Sutton. Into touch. It could easily have gone behind for a corner, but it was good work from the skipper, Eden Pruti, to only put it in touch. Throw taken quickly. Pert gives it back to Shackelford. Shackelford inside to Grogan. Aldershot just checked in their stride, if you like, by that Sutton goal. Back in here. Here, Will Nightingale will take the ball under and go back to Boyce Clark. And Steve, of course, a high-tempo start for Shots and 2 first-half goals, 2 early goals that John Coleman hasn't been able to have on his plate, if you like, much this season. But he'll be fuming about giving a goal back, giving that initiative away.
Yeah, completely unnecessarily. The Shots have given Sutton a lifeline, got them back in this game. when they really shouldn't. They should put their foot down and push forward and really kill this game by half time. But now Sutton have been given a lifeline, and yes, Aldershot Town's defence overall has been far more porous, but Sutton defenders have been culpable for so many goals. Individual mistakes have contributed to so many goals in the last month or 6 weeks. That's what I mean by the Sutton disease, that if you concede well worked goals, long range strikes, brilliant interchange of passes, you go, okay, I applaud that, but teams haven't had to work hard enough to score against Sutton of late. And it was a good clearance there from the captain Prutty, but he has been more culpable than most in recent weeks.
Here's a free kick for a tug on the shirt of Charlie Warren near the left touch line, around about 25-30 yards out from goal. A couple of quick hellos, Colin McDonald and also Paul Bertie Reynolds. And Colin McDonald says happy Easter to all Shots fans around the world for the Central Florida gang. Hopefully a 6-pointer weekend. Connor Underwood listening, watching the game online. And we're 25 minutes in now. 2-1 shots, free kick out on the left-hand side. Good afternoon to Lindsay Morris as well in Tenerife. Right, Warren himself is going to take this free kick. High defensive line from Sutton, right on the edge of the 18-yard box. They'll be looking to catch Aldershot offside from this. Warren plays it short into Henry. I'm not sure what the intention was there. Henry gives it back to Warren. Warren will now try and again to get across into the far post. Grogan's there. He manages to head it back across. Headed away by Sutton and then picked up by Shackelford. Steve, I think something in the makeup of that free kick didn't go right, because that didn't look right to me. But anyway, they've still got the ball shots coming down the right hand side. Henry plays the ball into the path of Shackelford. He's going to go up against Topolodge. In fact, he's up against Njoko as well, so he goes back to Henry. Henry inside to Ryan Hill. Hill to Grogan. 26 minutes gone now, 2-1 shots. Nightingale out to the left side to Scott. Scott into the feet of Warren. Warren back to Scott. Scott inside to Ryan Hill. And that goal has really woken Sutton up. It's a much more even game now. Aldershot dominating a little bit early on with the 3 clear-cut chances, including James Henry's free kick, which he put over the bar. Shots now just keeping possession well, Steve, but under a lot more pressure from Sutton, who seem to have got their shape organised a bit better for me.
They have, yeah. I think they struggled to get to grips with Aldershot Town in open play, not just those couple of individual mistakes which contributed to the goals. But yeah, I think they would have been fearing the worst at 2-0 down after 15 minutes, particularly when Chris Agata talked about Aldershot's attacking threats coming from so many parts of the pitch, how the pace that Aldershot Town play the game and the pressure that they exert.
Oh, here's Stewart running onto the ball down the right-hand side from the Sutton throw. Pulled back, cut out by Jake Taylor. Henry goes down, not fouled. Now it's poked into touch by Bessart Topolodge. Definitely not a penalty. There was a brief cheer. I think that's the excitement of these early goals and that early penalty. Nothing more than that. It was quickly stifled. Henry got back up on his feet, kept the ball. Topolodge put it into touch, throw into shots. Just 5 or 6 yards back from the goal line, into Shackelford, and then pushed back into touch by Jaden Harris, who played his part in that Sutton goal. Whether it would be awarded an assist for it or not, because it definitely came down and then fell into the path, didn't it, of Lewis Simper. I think maybe a shots player might have got a touch on it.
Yeah,
but
there was an aerial challenge that wasn't won convincingly enough.
That's it. But Harris playing his part, showing what he can do. Is Jake Taylor sending the ball forward. Picked up by Will Nightingale, who's shut down by Ogbonna. Plays it up to Shackelford. What a lovely touch, turn and control. And then he's got a forearm into the back and the shoulder twice from Jaden Harris, and right in front of the assistant referee. And Robert Macialis is showing a little bit of a penchant here for letting a lot of physical stuff go. Ball's in touch, throw into Sutton here. He started to lift his whistle to his lips then and changed his mind. Here, Stewart crashes into Prutty, and it is a free kick. And then Prutty stupidly shoves Callum Stewart to the ground. And Is the referee going to let the skipper get away with a word? It is a foul. The referee gave the foul, and the referee may be giving Eden Pruty the benefit of the doubt, Steve, that he's the skipper, although it shouldn't give you any special privileges, really, should it?
No.
It's just a free kick. You have no right to throw somebody to the ground like that.
No, particularly when you've won the free kick yourself. It's, stupid.
Yeah,
particularly from the captain, who should be leading by example.
And the problem the referee's got, he's got his yellow card out twice, and the first time was in the first minute, wasn't it? So he probably doesn't really want to show a third yellow card to a Sutton player inside the opening half an hour. Sutton now got their first corner of the afternoon, I believe, Steve, away at the East Bank end, after the briefest of touches onto that long ball forward down the left flank.
Yeah, it was really good play from Ogbonna to chase a lost cause. I think Christy Grogan was just trying to shepherd it out of play harmlessly, but his work rate, Ogbonna did really well to get anything on it, and now he's won a corner which Simper is going to take. Yeah,
left-footed. It'll be an outswinger, and it comes headed away by Ryan Hill, only as far as Bell, who gives it back to Simper. Sends a lovely looking ball in. That's up in the air and over, and it comes off a Sutton player. It's offside. Yeah, it's 2-1. I've got no goals to tell you about, Gary. I'm sorry about that, but we've actually managed to go some 10.5 minutes now without one. Sutton have come well back into the game. It's a lot more even. The scoreline, of course, a lot closer too, but the shots lead 2-1 thanks to goals in the 5th and 16th minute, and Sutton replying on 20. 2-1 shots. Ball forward from shots, headed down by Pert, and then Jaden Harris, not Hayden Jarris, goes back to Pruty back to his keeper, and there's a bit of confusion, and then Pruty very nearly turns into trouble and then slips over. Nice little touch from Jaden Harris into the path of Bessart Topolodge, who gets a shove from Pert, but he can't win the ball. Runs on onto the penalty area, looks to square it in, hits Grogan, comes off Grogan, in fact comes off Topolodge and goes behind. Referee well placed, going to give him the credit there, Steve. We've had a few little potential pops at him, but he kept well up with play there. He was almost alongside Topolodge, Grogan, and he gave what everybody seemed to agree was a correct decision, goal kick to shots. Yeah, I think Christy Grogan was fearing that he wouldn't have seen it, but good refereeing. Looked up and the referee was right with him. Here's Warren into Stewart, into James Henry. Henry down the left side, plays the ball into the path of Warren. Warren out to Hargreaves, he finds himself on the left wing again. Ball forward to Scott. Scott plays it off the Sutton player. It's cut out behind. That's Lewis Simple working hard for the cause for the U's as we approach 32 minutes. 2-1 shots and a corner at the High Street end. James Henry going over to take it right-footed. I hope his delivery is better than that free kick earlier. He is a far better player than I think he has shown overall this afternoon. There's a couple of moments where he's not quite made the right decision, but form is temporary, class is permanent, and all that. Into the 33rd minute we go. 3 goals already here at the EBB, and the shots with a corner, their second of the game. Henry to take, one arm up in the air, in it comes. That is a good delivery underneath the bars, headed down only as far as Hargreaves. He hooks it back in, punched away, one-armed, and then he's just caught the goalkeeper. I think there was a shots player jumping with him. I think it's Christy Grogan. I think they're both going to be okay, and it is a free kick given to Jack Sims, and well done Callum Stewart, just checking with the keeper that he's okay. Nice little sporting moment there, and Jack Sims is okay, Steve. Goal kick, free kick, whatever you want to call it, to Sutton. 33 minutes gone, 2-1 shots. Yeah, I thought for a second Cameron Hargreaves' chip back into the goalmouth was going to drift in, but no, it was a cross in the end, and Sims and Grogan going up strongly together, both with their eyes on the ball, not looking to commit a foul, and get goalkeepers back on his feet and okay. Charlie Bell in possession, tries the ball over the top of the shots defence, and Jocko is offside, which gives me the opportunity to do what I haven't done much of this afternoon and tell you about the other goals in the National League. So Southend are 1-0 up against Braintree through Andy Dallas. Told you about Woking's goal against Eastleigh, the first of the Jermaine Defoe era. Harry Buteman with a header. And then Rochdale took the lead against Morecambe through Aidan Barlow, but Morecambe have had the barefaced cheek to equalise through Lewis Payne after 32 minutes. Borehamwood 1, Wealdstone 0, and Southend have doubled their lead against Braintree, and it's Andy Dallas again. Things not looking good for Braintree at the moment, or Brackley, or Truro, or Morecambe, although Morecambe are on track for a point so far today away at Rochdale. Aldershot with a free kick just inside the Sutton half. Hill pings it out to the left touchline where it's taken under control brilliantly by Brodie Peart. Tries a sweeping shot, is on target. Allah woken away, but well watched and read by Jack Sims. His ball forwards cut out by Hill, but he can only divert it into the path of Njoku. Aldershot have now since won it back, and Ryan Hill plays it into the feet of James Henry. Henry turns inside, lifts the ball up to Callum Stewart, tries a first touch round the corner, and he's caught late by Eccleston again. Eccleston, one of two Sutton defenders on a yellow card already, and Stewart is fouled. Aldershot have got a free kick almost 40 yards out central, taken quickly out to Ollie Scott. Scott's found Brodie Peart, who's done something significant in every one of his last 3 games, Steve Gibbs, and here he's won a corner for the Shots.
Yeah, deservedly named March Player of the Month for the club. His impact has been really impressive, not just the couple of eye-catching goals that he scored, but his all-round approach play, his work down the flanks, creative danger. I think he's really growing into the shirt.
36 minutes very nearly gone. Aldershot take the corner short from Henry to Hill. Hill tries to send it into the box, but it's deflected. Headed on by Warren, cleared away by Bell, and it'll go all the way through to Boyce Clark. Talking of Clarks, it's James Clark who's put Borehamwood ahead against Wealdstone with his first goal since joining them from Solihull. Here's a ball played forward on the right hand side for Aldershot. One in the air by Jaden Harris. Topolodge has got it. He's under pressure from Warren. Sends it inside into his own penalty area. It's half cleared but picked up by Shackelford. Shackelford sends a ball in. That's cut out by Pruti. Nicely, it finds Bessart Topolodge. Inside to Taylor. Sutton continuing to play it right at the heart of their own penalty area. Again, a pass inside the penalty area, nearly caught out by the Shots, who are going to win the ball again here with Grogan. Grogan goes back to Boyce Clark. And Steve, if you were a Sutton fan, would you not be screaming, get rid of it?
Yeah, absolutely. And in the end, Bell did exactly the right thing by hacking it clear. Otherwise, that was near suicide from Sutton.
Free kick taken quickly. Sorry, Callum Stewart shoots. That's deflected wide, and it's brilliantly kept in by Jack Sims. Or is it? No, according to the assistant referee. I'd be querying if it was the whole of the ball over the whole of the line. But
Great.
It is a corner to Aldershot Town. And it remains 2-1 to Shots. A lively first half, end to end. And I think more than ever that I can remember in the National League, not just Aldershot, who always play that way, but so many teams. Nobody plays for a draw anymore, Steve. They don't do it, do they? It's thankfully at the moment, temporarily, it's historical, isn't it?
Yeah, well, just by pure law of averages, playing for a draw, you better win one, lose one. You've got 3 points rather than 2.
Sutton have drawn more than anybody else in the National League. Sutton fans will know that. But in comes the corner from Shots. Header on, wide and over by Nightingale. He was climbing on the back of a Sutton player anyway, so the referee's given a free kick to Sutton. I mean, regardless of Sutton's record with draws, Steve, in my living memory over the last few years when they've played, I know Sutton went up to the Football League and they've come back down again, but this has often been a draw, this fixture. I remember 2-2 here, 0-0 earlier in the season.
1-1 here last season.
Yeah, 1-1 in Boxing Day with the Hargreaves equaliser. So this fixture, more often than not, ends in a draw. We'll accept that on one condition only, and that's that it's 4-4. Ball out to the right hand side. Warren takes the ball down. He's onside. He's timed his run. He's on his left foot, cutting in into the area. Hargreaves got the referee in the way of him, and then he's just temporarily held up by a Sutton player. And Joku's got it now. Shackelford sticks a foot in, tries to win it. Harris has got it. Good close control from him. Plays it forward. It's almost cut out by Hargreaves, but Simper gets there first. Simper plays it out to the left side, and Joku's got it. We're in the 39th minute. Good block from Ryan Hill. Now we're going to go end to end at the other end. We've got drizzle down this, sheeting down out of nowhere all of a sudden. Sutton clear it forward. Pruti helps it on, and Joku jumps in the air. Can't win it cleanly. Simper should be able to, and does. Plays the ball into the path of Ogbonna, who gives it to Bell. Bell back to Donkor. Donkor to Simper, and Sutton regain control of possession. 39 minutes gone, 2-1 shots and a breathless first half. Here's a ball over the top from Simper. That'll bounce once and go through to Boyce Clark. Give me an opportunity to rest my vocal cords for a second and give you the thoughts of Aldershot Town media manager Steve Gibbs as Aldershot give the ball away and put it straight into touch. I'll come to you in a minute, Steve. Simper helps it over his shoulder, picked up on the right hand side. Oh, it's a late, just a bit of a slightly delayed touch by Ogbonna as Christy Grogan, I think. No, who is it? I can't see who it is down there. Will Nightingale, is it?
Yes, it's Will Nightingale.
Will Nightingale is just clipped. Free kick to Shots on the left hand side, and now with 40 minutes gone and Shots to Sutton 1, I can give you whatever's in the head, the very clouded, mixed up and very intelligent head of Steve Gibbs.
And yeah, both teams playing on the edge, looking to get an attacking advantage whenever they can. Sutton not out of this one yet at all, though.
Okay.
They're showing that they've got
Steve.
the attacking prowess to get back into it.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, it's still 2-1. We've got 5 minutes left until half time. There's been no let up in the excitement since you joined us a few minutes ago, Gary. It's literally like a basketball game now, end to end. If Aldershot get the next goal, they might have 1 foot towards the 3 points. If Sutton get it, who knows what we're in for. Crazy game, both sides on the front foot, both sides desperate for 3 points. But 4 minutes before half time, Aldershot Town 2, Sutton 1. And Sutton playing the ball out to the left side. An excellent first touch from Topolodge, and then he plays it back to his number 26 Eccleston, and Sutton trying to take the sting out of the game, I dare say. But Aaron Blair scored for Eastleigh. So quiz question, who scored the first goal against Jermaine Defoe in his managerial career for Woking? Well, Aaron Blair, who has done brilliantly this season, hasn't he? Stepping up from the National League South, and he's closing in on 20 goals now. I think he's on 15 or 16. Here's Donkor collecting the ball at the second attempt and finding Bell. Bell sends it inside to Simper. Simper with the ball on the floor out to Topolodge. Topolodge cuts in. Is he going to try a shot? No, it's a poor pass actually. Gives it away to Ryan Hill, who clears it. He looks to smash it down the ground, but he puts it straight sideways into touch, checks the ground underneath him. He's not the first player to do that today.
No.
The length of the grass is quite long and it's a little bit damp, but it's not affecting the... James Henry's caught there. Referee says no foul though. Simper plays on, and Henry is in a little bit of pain and discomfort. Harris does well, finds Bell. Bell sharp turn. Oh, what a win from Hargreaves. Brilliant. Finds Nightingale. Nightingale into the feet of Callum Stewart. I wasn't sure if his first touch was going to get hold of the ball, but it did beautifully. Plays it to Ollie Scott, coming over halfway. He's got Ogbonna trailing in his wake. Goes to Pert, who's back now on the left side. Warren on the right for Shots. Ball's in touch. Throw in to Sutton, who's 400 or so fans. That's going to be my guess until we get the number announced. Don't think it's much lower, could be higher. 2 minutes and 10 seconds plus added time left. I don't think there'll be too much, Steve. We've had a trainer, physio on a couple of times, but not much. It's been high intensity, and the 43 minutes played, I think the ball's been in play for about 37, 38.
It's been good. Yeah. It's been really good. Good intensity from both teams. Lots of attacking impetus and intent. I think we don't really want a half time.
We don't.
Let's just keep going.
A fair play to those Sutton fans on the slab, and the few that are on the slab at the Aldershot end, because despite the driving drizzle, nobody's really bounding for the seats. Here's Shackelford doing well, winning the ball. Now he clears it forward, off balance, skews it into touch, and it's caught down by the Aldershot Town dugout. Throw in to Sutton. 1 minute and 20 seconds left of a pulsating first half here at the EBB. Harris tries a tricky first time ball inside. Grogan wins the ball. He doesn't give a foul away. Hargreaves dives in to take it off Simper, and he does give a foul away. And he might be a lucky boy to get away with just a foul here. It is just a free kick. It's taken quickly. Mistimed it. He's normally pretty quick, is Hargreaves, but he was a bit late there. And Sutton desperate to get back on level terms by half time. Ogbonna going down the right hand side. Can't quite shake off Ollie Scott the first time. Now he comes again, and he can't shake him off the second time. Scott puts it behind. On my tally, and I might have missed them, I've got 3 corners each. What have you got?
I've got 2 each. Maybe I've missed a couple.
You have definitely at least 3 each. I sometimes worry that I've missed one, but yeah, Lewis Simper's going to take this one left-footed. It's going to be an in-swinger, and boy, how those 400 or so Hughes fans would love to see him or somebody in a black shirt or even a red shirt put it in the net. Referee wants a word about the push in on the far post. Charlie Warren involved, Jaden Harris involved. Jaden Harris sporting the short-sleeved shirt and the gloves, something Mark White believes should be banned from the game. 3 added minutes we're going to have. I don't think we could have expected any more than that, if that at all. So we're into that now. 2 minutes 50 minimum left. In it comes from Simper. One arm punch away, hooked on by Ollie Scott. Played back out wide from Jake Taylor in, headed away by Aldershot, taken under control by Ollie Scott. And Callum Stewart could be in on this left side. Ollie Scott has beaten 1, beaten 2, just needs to slide through for Callum Stewart, and he can't get it right. And I tell you what, Warren and Perk came from nowhere, Steve, to join in that attack. Scott doing so well, but he couldn't find the final pass.
No, he did really well to break the lines, burst into the opposition half, but then the final pass wasn't quite right. I think he had a couple of options, perhaps caught in 2 minds. In the end, also, it was good defending.
James Clark scored again for Bournemouth. They're now 2-0 up. And I think I heard that Eastleigh have gone 2-1 up at Woking, but I'm not sure.
No, they equalised. The first goal wasn't.
That was ruled out, and they've equalised since, beg your pardon. Here's Sutton playing the ball inside, and there's a slip from Ogbonna, and Aldershot pounce. But they give the ball straight to Pruti. Pruti, he knows what he's doing. He gives it straight to Lewis Simper. Simper back to Eccleston. Taylor. Harris out to the right hand side. Donkor, and then the ball forward for Ogbonna to chase. And the bare minimum for John Coleman, once Aldershot did give away that goal, Steve, to half their lead. The bare minimum for him from that point on was that Aldershot go in with a 2-1 lead, and if they keep the ball out for another 1 minute and 10 seconds minimum, they will do.
Yeah, I think they unnecessarily gave Sutton a bit of hope, a bit of impetus, a lifeline from nothing really. And yeah, I think it is to Aldershot Town's credit that they have ridden that storm, quelled that little insurgence, and hopefully from the shots they will go in 1 ahead, even though they'll feel it probably should be more.
Strong header from Eccleston into touch, throw into Aldershot on halfway. Ollie Scott takes it down the line, one in the air by Donkor, and flicked on by Sutton, but only back to Nightingale, who go back to Boyce Clark. 30 seconds left of the added time at the end of the first half. Boyce Clark sends it forward, one in the air by Pruti, helped on, and now Grogan jumps and just catches Ogbonna, and Nightingale heads the ball back to Boyce Clark, and I think Ogbonna's been caught there. Referee again, Steve, really close, 5 yards away, and I was waiting to see if he'd give a free kick, but he didn't. He obviously saw it as a genuine attempt to get the ball, and it did get the ball, but Ogbonna came off worse. Maybe we'll see a little replay.
Yeah, my initial reaction was that it was an unnecessarily strong challenge from Grogan, in that he shouldn't have had to make it, because him and Nightingale both left the ball for each other initially. Yeah, and then Grogan was strong in the aerial challenge.
Yeah, Ogbonna jumped, to be fair, he jumps big and early, does Grogan, and Ogbonna jumps up into him, and then he comes off worse. So we've seen a replay of that one. We can clear that one up. Ogbonna's up on his feet. That's a good sign. He'll come off, and I'm pretty sure that by the time 30 more seconds have elapsed, the referee will blow for half time. In fact, he's wandering to have a word with the referee, with the goalkeeper now. He's going to he's going to restart by dropping the ball back to Boyce Clark. Boyce Clark's probably going to send it smashing straight down through the middle. He's going to pick it up first under pressure from Njoku. Everybody composes themselves, including the referee Robert Massielis, who brings his whistle to his lips and blows bang on 4 added minutes. And the half-time scoreline is Aldershot Town 2, Sutton 1. The shot's roaring into a 5th minute lead. Callum Stewart tapping in as the ball came back off the post after not being cleared away from a free kick, and slotting home his first shots goal. And then Hargreaves pressing Eccleston, did really well to pounce on an underhit back pass and then received contact from behind from Eccleston, who was shown yellow. Penalty awarded. Ryan Hill tucked it away. His second consecutive penalty, his 9th goal of the season. He's actually in the Aldershot Town top goal scorers race now. There's 4 or 5 players all around 7, 8, 9 goals. And then on 20 minutes, just 4 minutes later, Jaden Harris down the left, send the ball into the penalty area. Wasn't properly cleared. Lewis Simple was in the right place at the right time and scored one of his closest range goals of the season to bring Sutton back into it. So that's the half-time scoreline. And with his thoughts on the first half, here's the former Aldershot Town media manager, Steve Gibbs.
Really good, exciting open game. For Aldershot Town's perspective, unnecessarily exciting. They've let Sutton back into this. But as a spectacle, if there's any neutrals watching, that's only made the game better. And I think that occasional lack of quality, a couple of individual mistakes, has made the game more interesting. Sutton will feel they can still get back into this. A point, maybe even 3, but Aldershot Town could definitely have enough quality to stride ahead again in the second half and make the 3 points their own.
Thank you very much, Steve Gibbs. All right, we will update our radio listeners very shortly. Standing, sitting. For the benefit of our online listeners, just waiting to do a half-time report to radio. Have a quick look at the half-time scores with you, and I'll break off if I need to. Steve, you're okay to stand down now if you want to. The half-time, unless you got anything to add, did you?
No, I think I've said far too much. Far too much already.
Brilliant stuff. I know Steve's got to do the non-league paper report as well, so you can have a 5 minutes or so tidying that up. So in the National League today then, well, my app, which has been giving me the latest scores all the way through, needs to reset with the half-time scores because it's showing everything as 3 o'clock kickoffs at the moment. Come back to that one. Yes, thank you, Robin. Probably not done yet in terms of goals. Not the way this game's going. Both sides massively on the front foot, end to end. The last 20 minutes have been like a basketball match. Fair play to Sutton. They pulled themselves right back into this one just 4 minutes after Aldershot Town had doubled their lead. So the shot's going ahead on 5 minutes. Free kick played into the area. We think it came back off the post into the path of Callum Stewart, who tapped home for his first shots goal. And then on 16 minutes, Cameron Hargreaves, brilliant pressing, and couldn't win the ball off Eccleston, but then Eccleston tried a back pass which was under hit. Hargreaves was back in again. Eccleston bundled him over from behind. He was shown yellow, and Ryan Hill, the shot skipper, tucked home the penalty to make it 2-0 shots. Jaden Harris, the former shot, then involved in the Sutton equaliser, which was stroked home from close range by Lewis Simper, and he's got a wonderful left and right foot. He scored some sumptuous goals this season, Robin, and this one wasn't one of them. He just poked it in from 6 yards to make it half-time. Aldershot Town 2, Sutton 1.
Tamworth 0, Solihull 0, Woking 1, Eastleigh 1, and Yeovil 0, Truro 0. Okay, it's time for this week's Crossbar Challenge. Over to Paul.
Thank you, Craig, and welcome back to our world famous.
Right, half-time scores then for you in the National League, and I can now confidently say all the games have reached half-time. Aldershot Town 2, Sutton 1 here. Altrincham 0, Halifax 0. Borehamwood 2, Wealdstone 0. James Clark, the former Solihull Moors right back, with both goals for Borehamwood. Boston 0, York City 0. Carlisle 0, Gateshead 0. They're not all thrillers, you know, in the National League. Forest Green 1, Brackley 0. Brackley have also had a man sent off. Zach Brown, 2 yellows on 36 and 45 minutes. Rochdale 1, Morecambe 1, Scunthorpe 0, Hartlepool 0, Southend 2, Braintree 0. Both goals from Andy Dallas. Tamworth 0, Solihull 0, Woking 1, Eastleigh 1, and Yeovil 0, Truro 0. So once again we have the highest scoring game of the day so far here at the EPP. Steve Gibbs and myself, Rob Worrell, we'll be back with you for the second half in the next 8 or 9 minutes time.
Three times in a row. Anywhere inside the D, it looks like Sam is riding up to take the first shot. £10 shot. Meantime, we get 3 to take home £1,000. Here we go. Little cheer there for Sam. Then put the technique. Is today the day? We're still playing for £1,000. Next up, it's Phil. What a run up on it. Here we go. Good effort.
Horsham 1, Dorking 0 as a half-time score for National League South.
This hasn't been done for nearly 3 years.
And Worthing 0, Eastbourne 1. It seems that every time Dorking slip up, the others do as well, doesn't it?
Here goes Sam.
Dorking going into today's game 6 points clear of Worthing. Worthing, one of 2 teams, I think, with a... I think they've got a game in hand. I have to double check that, but they certainly come to Meadowbank on Monday. Dorking against Worthing should be an absolute cracker, that one.
He's done it. Could be some contestants today. Little shots. Let's get some beer money for them. And last one for Phil. Sam, I reckon that's the best effort you've had all season. We'll have you back. Here we go. All good. It's unlucky. Well done for taking part. Mascots enjoy. Back to you, Craig.
Okay, I've got the winning 50-50 numbers for you. 5 prizes today. The first prize is for £110 and goes to ticket 90337. The second prize for £80 goes to ticket 90270. The third prize for £60 goes to ticket 89660. The fourth prize for £50 to ticket 90434. And the fifth prize for £30 to ticket 89603. And we'll get them on the scoreboard just as soon as we can. The Shop's next fixtures is coming Monday, the 6th of April, when we visit Wealdstone, and the Enterprise National League kick-off is at 3 o'clock. We return to the Ebb Stadium on Saturday the 11th for the visit of Gateshead, and then we host Southend United in a rearranged fixture on Tuesday the 14th of April. Our final away game of the current season sees us visit Brackley Town on Saturday the 18th. We round off our season on Saturday the 20th of April when Truro City visit the Ebb Stadium for a game that kicks off at 12:30. Please note that trouble must purchase the Wilson.
Shots have got a cracking bench today.
Yeah. And the supporters club has been gifted 10 free mascot packages for the home game.
Penny, Frost, and Nelson can't get on. I mean, Nelson's more understandable.
Yeah.
Penny and Frost.
Yeah.
On atfc.supclub@yahoo.com. And the supporters club end of season awards will take place after the final league game at home to Surrey on the 20th.
It's a better game for you than the last one, wasn't it? I mean, that was okay. We played well enough, we just couldn't score.
Their control and their passes have been brilliant today. I mean, they had a bit where they dropped out obviously after they scored, but then they came back into it really well.
Next goal feels massive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried because the history of this fixture being a draw so much.
Yeah.
Sutton drawing so many.
Yeah. This time last year it was 1-1 here. Drew at their place in December. There's been quite a few draws.
Jaden Harris looks much more like the Harris that played here today.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't go to Sutton anyway, did you? So you didn't see that?
No, I didn't. But yeah, I know he's on cold.
I think he's had a few little niggles this year as well, injury.
Yes.
It's going to take a whole of half time for all 16 or 17 to have their penalties, isn't it?
They must have done it this year. They must have done a really good deal. I've never seen that anywhere.
Oh yeah, Anderson's the other player who's not on the bench.
Yes.
I don't think Anderson was on the bench last week though. I'd rather have played Wealdstone after their 7-0 win than after a bouncing back from an away defeat to Boreham Wood. But you don't get to pick and choose when you play teams, do you?
Yeah, from Crawley. Yeah. Yeah, they brought him in. He's only just arrived. I don't think he's fit because he's been injured.
Yeah, I really rate him.
Yeah, he is good.
Wow.
He's very good.
I was just looking at the bench, it's quite weak.
No, he is good.
Names, but he's good.
He is very good. Yeah.
Okay, here come, I was going to say the teams, but here comes the Aldershot Town team for the second half. No obvious indications of any half-time substitutions for them. And we await Sutton, and we await the referee. Shots with a pretty strong-looking bench today. Nash, Widrington, Kwame Thomas, Josh Barrett, Gandor back on the bench. That's great to see. Sam Inwood and Dayan Tetek. And for Sutton, Chris Haig, David Rodari, Dan Erpens, Ronnie Ruiz, Duben Eze, Toby Byron and Danny Cashman. Just talking to Steve off air, the former Worthing forward, who I think is at Crawley these days and has only just come in recently on loan, you say, Steve?
Yeah, I think he's been injured, not getting game time down at the Broadfield, and yeah, I think Sutton are absolutely delighted that they've got him.
Aldershot,
and if he's fit, he will be an asset to them.
Aldershot are making a half-time substitution. Tetek is going to come on into the heart of the midfield. He'll play alongside Ryan Hill. Hargreaves will push on up into the James Henry position. So interesting whether that's tactical or Henry's felt a little knock, or whether John Coleman just wants to have the advantage in terms of the legs in midfield from the word go in the second half. Interesting one, that. What do you make of it, Steve Gibbs?
Yeah, I think all of the above can possibly be true. That I think James wasn't at his best in the first half, and I think Tetek, Aldershot now have a lead to protect. They need to be solid, they need to be dynamic, and I think Tetek's arrival is timely and welcome, and I think Cameron Hargreaves in that number 10 role will not as creative as James Henry certainly, but I think what he does bring is that work rate, as we saw for the first goal.
Thank you very much. That's Steve Gibbs, former Aldershot Town media manager. We're about to get under the way here at the EBB for the second half. The shots in red shirts, blue shorts and red socks, kicking towards the East Bank end. Sutton in black strip with amber flashing, and the shots making that change, as Steve mentioned. So it's now Boyce Clark in goal, Scott Grogan, Nightingale and Shackelford the back four, Tetek and Hill the holding midfield two, and then Pert, Hargreaves and Warren in support of Callum Stewart, who scored his first shots goal this afternoon. 2-1 shots at half time. Run through your Sutton lineup in just a second. Here's Shackelford playing the ball forward, cut out by Topolodge, finds Harris. Harris plays a ball inside, that's won by Nightingale, who sends it immediately out to the left hand side, but it's well read by Doncor. Simper does well to play the ball into the back of Ogbonna. Good overlapping run from Doncor, sends the ball into the box. Oh, it's missed and followed up, saved by the feet of Boyce Clark. Terrible slip from Grogan, should have resulted in a goal for Sutton, but Boyce Clark, Steve, again to the rescue. And if you're Sutton, you should be level 2-all.
Yeah, absolutely. Regardless of how Aldershot Town are culpable for that, if the ball drops at your feet 7 yards out with only the goalkeeper to beat, the next touch should be the kickoff, not a save by the goalkeeper. Brilliant from Kanaya Boyce Clark, but Sutton should be level.
Trying to think who it was it Njoku? I can't remember.
I think it probably was.
Yeah, well, Aldershot now coming down the left hand side, and Eccleston can't keep the ball. Oh, it's looked on the line to me, so maybe it's a free kick given against Aldershot. Either way, Jack Sims will get us back underway. A minute and a half into the second half. So that's Sutton lineup then. Jack Sims in goal, Topolodge, Eccleston, Pruty, Eccleston and Doncor left to right across the back four. Bell and Taylor, your two most holding midfielders. Then Jaden Harris and Lewis Simper behind Ogbonna, more on the right, and Njoku on the left. And they go all the way back to Sims now, clears forward, it's cut out by Aldershot, played forward. Eccleston would pick it up. A reminder that Eccleston and Topolodge are both on yellows. And good work there from Callum Stewart. Just making sure Eccleston knew he was in a dead end. Ball ends up in touch. Throw in to Sutton. And our referee, Robert Maciellis, just ensuring that The throw's taken from the right place. One in the air by Ollie Scott. Flick down on from Hargreaves. A little bit of a late one on Stewart, but nothing given. And then Topolodge and Pert battling away on the edge of the area. Pert ends up behind Topolodge, who does really well to shepherd the ball and invite Pert to come stampeding through him. Free kick to Sutton. Taken quickly, already with Jack Sims. Aims the ball straight down the middle. Interesting, Steve, there is a bit of a breeze out there and it's blowing towards the East Bank. Great control from Warren, takes the ball down. Show and go. Ball breaks kindly for Aldershot to Hargreaves. Hargreaves twists and turns, plays the ball out to the left to Tetek. Tetek's got an overlapping run from Ollie Scott. Scott back to Tetek. Tetek back to Nightingale. First touch from Nightingale into the path of Tetek again. Inside to Hill. Hill back to Grogan, shows a little bit too much of it. You don't want to show that much to Jaden Harris. Hill can't quite control it, but then recovers well. Feeds Scott. Scott to Warren. Shaped past his man. He's gone one way. He's left him on the floor, Doncor. Now he plays it to Scott, who overrides the tackle. Can he keep it in play? He can. He can't. No, he's just out of play. But then he played a good ball into the near post. And I tell you what, the control from Callum Stewart as that ball was fired in was superb. He still had Jack Sims to beat, who was stood right in front of him, but free kick quite rightly given if the ball had already gone behind, or goal kick already given. Here's Pruti sending the ball forward, bounces once, picked up by Grogan. I don't sense, Steve, that we're going to get anything other than the basketball game we had in the first half. Here's Warren twisting and turning, going one way then the other, back to Nightingale, who finds Scott. Scott shows and then plays it down the line, finds Tetek. Tetek good control, gives the ball back from Warren. There's a lovely ball from Tetek in towards Hargreaves. Lovely idea, a little bit too much on it, and really well read by Jack Sims as well. And Eastleigh come out with Jake Taylor. Eastleigh, sorry, I beg your pardon, he was at Eastleigh for a long time. Sorry, Sutton fans.
He was also formerly of this parish as well, for briefly.
There's a free kick on halfway. A little bit cynical. Is the ref going to get a yellow out for that? No, he isn't. So far, somehow, Aldershot have escaped without any yellow cards, Steve. And I think those 2 yellow cards for Sutton were a little bit tight, a little bit unfortunate. I think if you are, from a Sutton point of view, you're not overly pleased with Robert Massey-Ellis so far today. But on we go. Referees who have a habit of evening things up, so let's see. Bit of a stalemate here. Eventually Pruti lifts the ball over the top. It's headed down by Shackelford into the path of Hill, who sends it forward. Pruti should get onto it. He does, but he can only find Cameron Hargreaves. Hargreaves unusually has a rather heavy touch. Pruti's back in. Pert plays it off of Pruti into touch. Throw into shots taken down the line. Callum Stewart gets it under control. Plays it out to Hargreaves. He's on the right touchline. Goes back to Shackelford. Shots, fair to say, in this opening 5 or 6 minutes, having more territory, having more possession, but in a little bit more of a controlled way, not creating anything in the way of clear-cut chances. Here's a ball down the right channel again, finds Hargreaves. Hargreaves will go further right to the touchline to Pert, who plays it off of Topolodge into touch. Definitely feel that we've got more than a 3,000 crowd here today. Hopefully that will be confirmed in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Sutton United supporters have played their part in that, with a good 400 or so away to our right. Might even be upwards of that. I just don't like to over-egg it too much. Nightingale sends the ball out left side to Ollie Scott. Scott touches it into the path of Charlie Warren. He seems to be quite enjoying playing on the left side today for much of it. Here's Nightingale coming forward, plays the ball into the path of Stewart, back to Warren. Warren to Nightingale. That ball charged down by Simper, and then Hill clears the ball out to the left side. Nightingale helps it on, and Eccleston and Stewart will battle. No foul there, says the referee. Stewart carries on into the penalty area, plays it off Doncor, and it goes behind for shots. First corner of the second half, Steve. 2-1 shots, 52 minutes gone.
Yeah, good front to back in a matter of seconds. Will Nightingale, as an auxiliary left back, a good lofted ball over the top, and then I think not a foul, and the shots very nearly took full advantage of that, but a corner is not a bad second prize.
In comes the corner to the far post. Over everybody goes behind the goal. Goal kick to Sutton, which gives me the chance to tell you that Ben Brooks has put York ahead at Boston. And when we last looked, Rochdale and Morecambe was all square. So advantage York so far today in the title race. Lewis Davies says, glorious but windy in the Toon today. Hopefully we can get over the line for 3 points and keep pushing away from that bottom 4. Aldershot pressing at the moment. Sutton in possession in their own half. More goals to tell you about. Tamworth 1, Solihull Moors 0. Forest Green 1, Brackley 0. Red card was for Zach Brown. I think I told you about that one a little earlier. And I mentioned Jake Taylor, formerly playing for Eastleigh. Jake Vokins still does. And I think we'll give up on the quiz question thing now, but he scored the 3rd goal of the game and the 2nd against the Jermaine Defoe era. Woking 1, Eastleigh 2, Jake Vokins. And it's now Borehamwood 3, Wealdstone 1. In a game that's got more goals, Steve, than this one. About time the players out there made amends.
Yeah.
Aldershot pressing, winning the ball. Tetek plays it off of Doncor. Throw into the shots, and listeners, you might remember me mentioning sheeting drizzle towards the end of the first half. It's blown over now, and just momentarily the sun came out. It's already gone in again, Steve, hasn't it? It's blustery, cold.
Just another typical English bank holiday day where 4 seasons in a couple of hours.
Yeah, here's Charlie Warren, good close control from him. He's into the penalty area, squares it across, half cleared, comes back out to Stewart, comes out again, fired across the goal, breaks free, and it'll eventually find touch. And Callum Stewart, who before today hadn't scored for the Shots, will be feeling that he might have had 3 today, although one of those wouldn't have counted. Ball's back in touch. It's a throw in to Sutton. Topolodge is going to take it. He's a player who, when I see his name, I think of Bromley, but obviously he's been at Sutton for a while now. That I thought was a foul into the back of Jaden Harris. Nothing given. Eastleigh play it across their own penalty area. Eccleston clears forward. Scott gets there in front of Ogbonna, but Simper picks up the pieces. And Simper's making his way down the right hand side. He's got Hill and Ollie Scott coming in. He's got to the byline. Ball comes in. Now Scott went to ground with the tackle. Thankfully missed the ball and the man. And Simper squared it and Boyce Clark snaffled it. But a little insight there to Steve, how Lewis Simper doesn't just have a good left and a right foot and ability to score goals. He's got strength and pace as well.
He has. That was a really good strong run down the right hand side. Ryan Hill tackled thin air. Ollie Scott jumped in, could have conceded a penalty, but I think in the end might have done just the slightest little bit to put Simper off, and in the end, from a brilliant driving strong run, it was a bit of a weak finish, and Simper is better than that.
Here's Warren, and Hargreaves doing well, and Hargreaves setting Stewart away, and he's into the penalty area, and he looks to square the ball back, and it's gone behind for another corner. 2 shots, the 5th of the game. Southend have got a 3rd against Braintree, and I'll give you a little update when things slow down on the likely teams coming down to the National League from League 2. But meanwhile, it's a corner to the Shots, and Brodie Perk going up there to take a right-footed in swinger. It's got dull again, it's got breezier again, and that might be the only sighting we get of the sun today. It was here though, it was,
I swear, we can confirm.
Yes. Pert with the corner, and it comes to the far post, headed away by Pruty, headed back in by Hill, missed by a Sutton player. Warren's got it, squares it across, cleared away and behind by Pruty, and Aldershot Town now have gone on to double the tally of corners, up to 6 in this second half. On top at the moment, but still not a lot in the scoreline. Shots to Sutton 1. Come on you Reds always pumps out of the East Bank. It's working its way around the North Stand today as well, with the swollen numbers in the crowd. Warren sends in the corner, headed up in the air by Eccleston, headed back across by Christy Grogan. Hargreaves hooks it in, and then a header is attempted by Callum Stewart. It's wide. He's then caught by Charlie Bell, but after the ball had gone. Goal kick to Sutton, 57.5 minutes gone. We're going to see Theo Widrington on very shortly for shots, but it remains 2-1. And the update I was going to give you was that Crawley are winning a crucial game away at Newport 1-0, but they're not now. They've just doubled their lead and they're 2-0 up. Have a look at those other teams at the bottom end of the National League when we can. Here's Aldershot winning the ball in their own half. Brodie Pert making his way down the left side. He's gotten away temporarily from Simper. He's trying to get past Doncourt. He's fouled Doncourt in doing so. Great position in there from Doncourt. David Miles says, great game, feeling confident in the Middle East. Happy Easter to fellow shots near and far. No problem with that free kick, Steve. Agree with that one.
Yeah, it was good defending.
Oh, we're going to do an
end.
update very shortly. Okay, beg your pardon. Yeah, well, there's been no goals here, so the Crawley game very quickly catching up with us here. Really lively start to the second half. 13.5 minutes gone. It's been largely Aldershot, to be fair. They're freshening things up. They've got a very strong bench today, and they've already reached for the services of Tetek and now Theo Widrington, but the scoreline remains the same. In the 59th minute, Aldershot Town 2, Sutton 1. It's Ben Coker who's got, or Ollie Coker, sorry, he's got that third goal for Southend. Aldershot have won the ball. Nice ball round the corner from Stewart, and he sends Hargreaves scampering away down the right hand side. He comes back on his left foot, sends it inside to Widrington. Widrington stabs a pass out to the right looking for Warren, but they were just on slightly different wavelengths. And Steve, forgive me, in the moment I didn't see who went off for the shots.
It was Raheem Shackelford, and Ryan Hill has taken up that right back position.
Yep, thank
Theo,
you.
Customary central midfield.
Yeah, interesting. The shot's starting with an unchanged lineup, but the two changes they've made have left them with a very familiar and similar shape to what they've had in the season. And they're seeing the advantage right now of having so many central midfield players available again. They're able to start with two and finish with two others.
That engine room is so important, particularly when Sutton have such creative, quality mobile players like Harris and Bell and Simper. It's always the same way, but particularly this afternoon, whoever wins that midfield battle will go a long way to taking the 3 points. But now Sutton respond with a substitution of their own.
They have indeed, and they are going to bring on the one. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be Toby Byron, the number 51, who's coming on.
It is a defender, a centre-back or left-back. So we'll see who is
Jaden Harris.
Jaden Harris.
Wow, that's interesting. Is that a bold throw of the dice, or are they going to have a little bit of reorganisation? I don't think Jaden Harris too happy. He's had a decent enough game. He's assisted the goal for Sutton. Does sort of low five without too much eye contact with Chris Agata, and we know just what a moody character Jaden Harris can be. Did not look happy coming off.
He did not. No. We'll see how that affects the Sutton formation. It does look like Byron has taken up position on the left side.
All right, we're back underway. Pruti squares it across, and they have it in their own final third at the moment. Sutton. Pruti's got it again. Arrows the ball out to the left, and Simper helps it on, and now Byron picks the ball up and tries the ball straight through the middle. It's well cut out by Christy Grogan, picked up by Ollie Scott. Scott's shut down by Ogbonna. Good work from him. He's won it back again though, and then he goes in, and he's a little bit late, and I think he's going to get a yellow here for a foul on Charlie Bell. And he's very, very quick, and I said he loves the 40-60, but Bell was quick too, drew the foul, and absolutely a yellow card for Ollie Scott.
Yeah, all day. He got there as quick as he could, but rarely for Ollie Scott, that was not quick enough.
Sutton fans won't know this, but that's a bit of a catchphrase from Steve there. Oh, you've used that one a few times, haven't you?
Hereby retired.
Yeah, exactly. A bit like you could say. Oh no, I didn't say that.
I never came out of retirement, to be fair.
That's fair enough. Right, we're in the 63rd minute. Shots 2, Sutton 1. Free kick out on this right-hand side, and Lewis Simper's going to send in a left foot ball, and it's headed back across by Pruti, and then missed, and then hooked forward by Hill towards Callum Stewart, who heads it down looking for Hargreaves. Bell flicks it on. There's an offside given against Njoku, who bursts forward and gets a shot away that's parried anyway by Boyce Clark. And one of the things that's impressed me today, Steve, of course we're a long way from knowing what the result was going to be, but John Coleman recognising that Aldershot's best spell was that opening 20 minutes, and probably they've been strong at the start of this second half, but not waiting to get fresh legs on and reinforcements and going while they're still 2-1 up.
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. I think Sutton had at least had the potential to win that midfield battle, and now with Widrington and Tetek patrolling those middle areas, I think that's redressed the balance. And yeah, I think the second half hasn't really caught light yet, other than the Njoku chance 35 seconds after the restart. There's not really been much of a chance since then, and that's got to be pleasing for John Coleman.
Jack Sims under pressure, it's cleared forward, but Aldershot have won it per Tetek. Now Simper's got it. That's a lovely ball into space now for the substitute Byron, who's going to run up against Ryan Hill. So they've got fresh legs on the left hand side, now running up against Ryan Hill, who's been in the heart of the midfield battle in the first half. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on, Steve, as you said, that he's taken up a place on the left.
Yeah, I think they've switched to a 5. I think Topolodge, who can play left-sided centre-back, has just tucked inside with the other two existing centre-backs, and now the wing-backs are Doncourt and Byron.
What about this for a scoreline at the top end of the National League? It's still Boston 0, York 1, but it's Rochdale 1, Morecambe 2. And Morecambe may not have given up the fight quite yet.
Jim Bentley does not give up any fights.
Yeah, putting the cat amongst the pigeons there, and it could be massive advantage York City today. And I've been saying this for a few weeks. Let's carry on with the game here as Sutton are going down the left-hand side. Byron's got it, sends it inside. Bell takes it under control. He's attracted a challenge from Widrington. No foul given. Aldershot have nicked it. Ball's played forward. Half cleared. Falls into the path of Taylor and Hargreaves, and Hargreaves just catches Taylor, and he looks absolutely gutted. Referee consoles him, but he says, sorry mate, it is a free kick, and you don't often see that. Hargreaves couldn't believe it. He didn't show dissent, he just put his head in his hands, because I think he thought he'd got there in time. Steve, what did you think?
Yeah, I think 50-50.
Bit of cuteness from Taylor. He's been around a bit, hasn't he?
Exactly.
Knows what he's doing.
Yes, definitely, yeah. And yeah, I think overall, I think a foul, a little bit ill-advised from Theo just a few seconds before that, but I think he knew that Bell was looking for it, and he told him immediately to get up. And yeah, a good quick touch from Taylor to take the ball slightly out of the reach of Hargreaves.
Pushing and pulling on the far side. Eccleston and Scott involved. Eccleston deemed to be the perpetrator on this occasion. Free kick to Aldershot Town. Not the first time we've had a burst of goals early in the game, and then it's stayed that way for a while. I'm thinking not too back in my long distant memory of Aldershot Town 1, Boreham Wood 2. 3 goals in the first 23 minutes and then no more. Nothing in the game. Now, the only difference being this time it's the shots who are ahead. Here's Warren, he rides 2 challenges but then gets caught by the third one and is robbed of possession. Bell it gives the ball to Simper, who plays it off Widrington. Simper leaves the throw for Doncourt, sends it inside to Bell. Bell's on his way, plays it forward, well cut out by Ollie Scott, into the path of Hargreaves, taken down nicely by Callum Stewart, but nicked nicely by Jake Taylor, who's having a good half. He's benefiting, I think, from having been in that midfield battle for the whole game. he's just a little bit more settled in it. Is Eccleston going all the way back? He's not going to try another back pass, is he? In the end, he puts it in touch. He's a bit nervy. He's on that yellow. He's given away a penalty, Steve. Yeah, he's not having the best of afternoons, Eccleston.
He's not, no. He did really well to win the ball initially, but then spurned a couple of chances to clear it, and in the end played himself into trouble. And Jake Taylor, Tony from Sutton, was saying he doesn't often finish 90 minutes in recent weeks. He's been struggling with a bit of a hamstring injury, so you wonder how much longer he's got left in the tank.
Here's Aldershot on the attack down the left side, and the ball is played off of the Sutton player, but it's a free kick given against Aldershot Town. And what about this for a scoreline on what we've been dubbing Jermaine Defoe Day? Woking 1, Eastleigh 3. Vokins with the second goal. The first goal was given as an own goal. I don't know who scored the third. Here's Charlie Bell risking a back pass to his keeper. It's cleared forward by Eccleston, touched inside by Simper, and he does manage to find Jake Taylor. He goes back to Pruti, and we got a fascinatingly poised game here. 68 minutes, a little bit aimless, that ball forward from Sutton. This isn't the way Aldershot like to try and win games. I can't remember many games this season where they've won a game like 2-1 holding on, Steve. They're normally either trying to climb a mountain or getting ahead and then being pegged back. Stewart wins that in the air but can only head it on to Sims. Yeah, it doesn't have a typical feel about it, does it?
It doesn't, no, but I think being able to grind out a win is a welcome addition to Aldershot Town's armoury if they can do so.
Here's Simper picking up the ball. Oh, good recovery from Ollie Scott, and then a good tackle from Christy Grogan, who's rolled off away from the player. He's bursting forward now. He's going to send it out to the right to Pert. Is he? Pert makes the run. Pert's to the byline. Can he get the ball in? He pulls it back. It's cut out by Topolodge. Topolodge with the calm ball into the possession and the path of Byron. And then who's that forward there? No way. It is. Oh, I thought it was Ollie Scott. Callum Stewart. Wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't have surprised me. I had to check that it wasn't Ollie Scott.
Yeah, they both know. The numbers begin with a 2. They're similar size and stature, aren't they? And I thought, no way did Ollie Scott just carry on one of his runs and end up making another tackle.
He's still in the left back position, not playing as a right winger.
Just needs to be a bit careful, needs to temper his game, Ollie Scott, of course, being on the yellow card. But to be fair, Eccleston and Topolodge, both on yellows, have been having to temper their game right since the very beginning of it in Topolodge's case. Here's Sutton being well pressed. They can't seem to quite get out at the moment of their own half. They've lost it again. Ollie Scott has fed Tetek. Tetek's got a bit of room in front of him. Plays the ball forward. That's cut out well. Charlie Bell and Eden Pruti involved, and now Simper sends the ball out to Byron. Oh, that's a big shove from Byron on Hill, but referee says no, carry on, and he plays the ball into the penalty area and it comes out, and Boyce Clark collects, and the referee is going to give a penalty against Ollie Scott, and Ollie Scott had better hope he doesn't get a second yellow. He is going to get a second yellow, and now from 2-1 up, Aldershot down to 10 men. Sutton United have got a penalty, and it's game on here at the EBB. 71st minute. Your thoughts, Steve Gibbs?
Yeah, two wrongs do not make a right. Poor pass, and then Ollie Scott, subtle foul, but a foul nonetheless.
And we only said within the last couple of minutes Ollie Scott would have to be careful on a yellow card, and bang, he knows to make the last ditch tackle.
I'm wondering, he's still on the pitch. Did he actually pick up a yellow card? Because the referee shows the yellow card, but then does not follow that up with a red.
He's just followed it up with a red now. He's realised his mistake. Somebody on the Sutton side's pointed it out to him. Aldershot Town players are complaining, but it'll be very muted because we all saw Ollie Scott get a clear yellow card before. That's a shame for the young Aldershot now, number 22. He leaves it all out there, and today he leaves it with 19 minutes to go, nearly 18 actually. And Kanaya Boyce Clark, who has been excellent in goal for Aldershot, is now tasked with trying to keep Lewis Simper out for a second time today. He's already scored the first Sutton goal. update you on some other scorelines afterwards. But here at the EBB, where the Shots led 2-0 after 16 minutes, with less than 18 minutes left, Sutton could be level here at 2-2 if Lewis Temper does with his left foot what his left foot can. Referee blows his whistle. Lewis Simper steps back and steps up at the High Street end to take the penalty and sends Boyce Clark the wrong way. Sumptuous penalty from Lewis Simper, his second goal of the game, and not only, Ollie Scott's picked up 2 yellows in the space of around about 15 minutes. The second one, though, crucially, was for a foul inside the penalty area. Lewis Simper has just stepped up and levelled matters for Sutton United. And now Aldershot, who led 2-0 after 16 minutes, find themselves 2-2 with 17 minutes to go and 10 men on the pitch. Shots 2, Sutton 2, Shots down to 10. Wonderful penalty, Steve.
It was excellent penalty from Simper. Sent Boyce Clark the wrong way. I think even if he'd gone the right way, he wouldn't have saved it. You still have to wonder, though, Byron's push on Ryan Hill wasn't penalised in the build-up to the foul. Yes, I think there's no doubt it was a foul from Ollie Scott. However soft, it was still a foul inside the penalty area. But surely Byron should have been penalised.
Sutton, before they restart here, involved in a lot of discussion. Some of the senior players, Jake Taylor and Eden Pruti, and the management. And I think they're thinking, well, how do we press on now? We've got back to 2-2 and we've got 15, 16 minutes here against 10 men. And what looked an unlikely point or 3 for Sutton a little while ago suddenly looks rather appetising. And the referee has had enough chirping in his ear from Ryan Hill, Steve Gibbs. I think you rightly say that he's complaining he was fouled in the build-up to the goal. I called it as a foul at the time.
It should have
been. Referee let it go. He's let a lot go today. And how the boot is on the other foot, and it's Aldershot Town now who are unhappy with the referee, Robert Massey-Ellis. Also said in that first half, Steve, that they have a nasty habit of evening things up, and that's exactly what Massey-Ellis has done. Now, Hill's gone to ground, no foul given, or rather it has been given now. Free kick to Aldershot Town for a foul on Hill, and Boyce Clark's going to take it. Who knows how this one's going to end up? Inwood's going to come on shortly for Aldershot, who are going to reshuffle things a little bit. Will Coleman revert to the 4-man, or will he just go for it anyway? Here's a ball played out to the left-hand side. An Aldershot from bossing the territory and the possession now. Warren's won it back, gets to the byline, squares it, cut behind, corner to the Shots. 10 men, 11 men, 9 men, 12 men. They only know one way to play, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reverse gear on this Aldershot Town team, and yeah, Charlie Warren did really well there. Nipped it off the defender's toe, but Bell did really well to come back and nip it off his toe. Still though, Theo Widrington's going to take a corner in front of the East Bank.
In it comes from Widrington, headed away at the near post by Jake Taylor, chased by Cameron Hargreaves, who's battling for a loose ball, tries a volley. Oh, it's just over. Dipping volley, great effort, Cameron Hargreaves on 76 minutes, just over the bar. Goal kick to Sutton United. Aldershot going to make another change. So Sam Inwood's going to come on. Brodie Pert is coming off. Other goals to tell you about in the National League. Morecambe went 3-1 up at Rochdale. Rochdale have pulled one back with 13 minutes to go, so that's 3-2. Woking have pulled a goal back against Eastleigh. Boreham would have gone 4-1 up against Wealdstone, and a right back has got a hat-trick, James Clark. Southend 3, Braintree 1. And here's a ball forward by Sutton. One in the air by Inwood, picked up by Warren. Evades a couple of challenges. Gets one from Charlie Bell. Charlie Bell is going to get a yellow card. I think, to be fair, either for that particular one or totting up in Bell's case, as far as I'm concerned.
I think accumulation of minor fouls. I think He's been excellent this afternoon, but he deserves that yellow card.
Forest Green 2, Brackley 0. Morecambe the big potential winners today, along with York City. Ball played down the left from Boyce Clark, disappears away down at the East Bank end. Bit of a waste there behind the goal. It'll be a goal kick to Sutton. Have Sutton got it in them to turn this one around? Can't remember the last time Aldershot were 2-0 up in the game and lost it 3-2. We'd have to have a flick through the record books for that one. But here's a ball down the left-hand side, and now not only is Byron on that left wing up against a tiring Ryan Hill, he's on a yellow card as well. Here's Jake Taylor, plays a ball in. Ogbonna tries to touch it into the path of a Sutton player. Doesn't find the one he wanted, but they still got the ball. Down the left-hand side, shot comes in. Well saved by Boyce Clark. The shot coming in from Toby Byron. And Aldershot now coming forward with Inwood. Finds Warren, exemplary first touch. Oh, good run from Callum Stewart, but the weight of pass from Warren is too strong. Wouldn't represent a bad point at all for either side today, but you have to look at these things in context. Shots 2-0 up after 16 minutes, and now if you're Sutton, you're level at 2-2 and against 10 men.
Yeah, they'll be sensing a comeback victory, but yeah, once again, Aldershot Town should not be in this position.
Yeah, history might suggest that this game often ends in a draw, home and away. 0-0 at Gander Green Lane this year, and if I remember correctly, 1-1 in both games last year, home and away. Here's Eccleston carrying the ball over halfway. Heavy touch from Donkor, but he's got the explosive pace to burst onto the ball anyway. And now they go through the back line, and Topolodge will look to make a little burst down the left-hand side where he finds Byron. Byron's gone past Hill, squares it back, cut out well by Christy Grogan, and that is the danger now. Byron up against Hill, not Byron Hill, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's made a real good impact for someone who you think is an out-and-out defender. His attacking impetus has been really impressive. He's clearly been given license by Chris Agata to push forward.
Come on, the shots burst out from the East Bank end. The shots are going to need the support of their faithful now. Here's Tetek in possession for shots. He's fouled 10 yards inside his own half. Not really at the moment, but we've got exactly 10 minutes left as you join us. It's 2-2. I think I've told you about Sutton's equaliser and the red card and the penalty. Yeah, I did. Aldershot now, despite the fact they're down to 10 men, still pushing forward because it's the only way they know. Will one side or the other find a winner in this? I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be a bad point for either side towards safety, but it just feels like there might be one more goal in the script. 9.5 minutes to go. Shots 2, Sutton 2. Ball played out to the left. One in the air by Warren, brings it down. His touch has been exemplary today. He's played really well without actual end product today, Charlie Warren. Ball inside, finds Widrington. He plays the ball back to Nightingale. Nightingale feeds Inwood. Inwood plays the ball down the left to absolutely nobody. I think he thought Warren was going there. Another goal at Woking against Eastleigh. And Woking, having been 1-0 up, 3-1 down, and now at 3-3. Oh, I'm claiming a couple of victories here. I said it felt like there was more than 3,000 in. There's 34 more than 3,000. And I said there might be upwards of 400 here for Sutton, and there's 438. To the 438, we applaud you. 2-2. Game on, 8.5 minutes. Sutton coming down the left-hand side. Hill battling away with Byron. He prevails on this occasion. Grogan gives the ball back to Hill. Hill inside to Tetek. Tetek clips the ball up in the air. That's a good ball. Chased down by Callum Stewart. Will he take on Edon Pruti? He's on the edge of the penalty area. There's not a lot in there. Now he looks to square it. Oh, it's turned towards goal. Comes back off the post. Or was it a sim save? I don't know. Aldershot have got it again with Hargreaves. Hargreaves squares it across. Touch back to Theo Widrington. Curler. Wide. Just wide. A big double opportunity for Aldershot Town to nick this one late on with 10 men. Firstly, I think from Warren, was it?
Yeah, it was Charlie Warren.
Charlie Warren, and then from Theo Widrington, he hit the post, didn't he? Wow, big double chance for the Shots on 83 minutes.
Yeah, really good run down the right-hand side from Stewart. Stands up top of Lodge, goes to the byline, and then Warren at the near post. Sims was beaten.
Now Aldershot have turned possession over. They've got themselves a throw-in on the edge of the final third into Theo Widrington. Touches it back to Tetek. Tetek finds Will Nightingale, who clips the ball out to the left side, but that's well under hit, and that'll be picked up by Donkor. Donkor plays it through the middle, and there's a quick burst of pace here from Njoku. Njoku's under pressure now from Will Nightingale, who's trying to steer him away from goal. Shots have got to be so careful with just the 10 men still pushing for a winner. That's a stray pass, but it's okay. From a Sutton point of view, Byron will collect it. Ball down the left, picked up by Charlie Bell. It sends in the cross, headed away by Inwood. Hargreaves should get there first, does, toes it forward, but Jake Taylor will run onto that first. Taylor finds Ogbonna. Ogbonna approaches the edge of the area, plays it back to Simper. He's about to shoot with his left foot, it's cut out. The first to second time, free kick given. And brilliant from Cameron Hargreaves. He sensed that Lewis Simper on a hat-trick was going to knock the ball into a modicum of space and try a curler at goal. Brilliant, Cameron Hargreaves. That was potentially a goal-bound shot-saving tackle from the Shots number 7.
Yeah, as soon as Simper finds that little bit of space, he doesn't need much more. You fear for Aldershot Town's goal, but yeah, excellent from Cameron Hargreaves. Good anticipation and awareness and defensive diligence.
Here's Charlie Bell hooking the ball over his shoulder. Hill battling away with Njoku, heads it up in the air, but then Taylor wins the header. Now Hill's chasing out to the right wing, where Byron, thankfully for Hill, has had a heavy touch and the ball is in touch and he doesn't have to make the tackle. There's more goals flying in the National League. Southend have been pegged back from 3-0 to 3-2 by Braintree with 9 minutes to go. Forest Green are now 3-0 up against Brackley, and Abdul Malik has scored a 5th goal for Bournemouth against Wealdstone, where Shots go to on Monday. Ball played out to the left-hand side. Inwood wins the ball, and that's a very late tackle by Bell on Inwood. Bell gets the second yellow, and now it's 10 against 10. Big cheers from the Shots faithful, and in what has not been a dirty game, the referee, who started waving cards in the first minute, has ended up showing 2 yellows to 2 players, 1 from either side. We're now 2-2 on goals, 10-10 on players, and we've got 4.5 minutes plus added time to go. Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, Charlie Bell, he's a potentially combustible midfielder. Excellent quality on the ball, but also an aggressive player, and I think that was a silly foul.
Ball played out to the far side, it's gone behind. Aldershot Town now approaching double figures, 8 or 9 anyway, in terms of corners. And Charlie Warren's gone over to take this one. Could this game that was going one way and then flowed the other, could it swing back in Aldershot Town's favour? Into the final 4 minutes, Warren sends it in. Inwood can't clear it. He can, of all the people to find, he finds Simper. Simper plays it off of Warren into touch, and it's a throw in now to Sutton. 10 against 10, and Aldershot Town's caution to the wind. Are they going to send on Josh Barrett now for added time? Yeah, we haven't had any more goals, Gary, but the referee, who's been waving yellow cards around like confetti today, has shown a second one to a second player. And Bell now, Charlie Bell of Sutton, has been sent off. So 2-2 in goals, 10-10 on players. And we've got 3 minutes just over plus added time left. And Aldershot Town, it looks like now it's 10 against 10. They're going to throw Josh Barrett into the equation. What a mouth-watering end that could have. We wonder, we wait. We'll let you know. 2-2 with 2.5 minutes to go. I got that wrong there. It's 3 minutes to go. Widrington lifts the ball forward on the right hand side. That's going to bounce once, twice, and then brilliant actually from Callum Stewart just to force Sutton to take some defensive action. They send it forward. Nightingale sends it back. It's sent out to the left hand side by Ronnie Ruiz, who'd come on. I don't think I even called that substitution.
No, he just came on while you were doing the update for David Ogbonna. Yeah,
and the ball's cleared away, headed back by Tetek, picked up now by Ruiz, who's a Sutton Academy player, and ball down the left side for Sutton. Charlie Grogan does really well to win it. Christie even, and to get the ball and then come back again, runs onto it again. Oh, lovely little shimmy. And then a free kick and a yellow card for Jake Taylor. Referee's in the mood now, there's no stopping him. Yellow's here, yellow's there. Let us watch a game of football, man. You don't need to wave yellow cards for everything, Steve, do you?
You don't know, but I think that was excellent from Christy Grogan. He did a balletic pirouette earlier in the game to turn away from a couple of players, and then he went on an adventure over the halfway line.
In comes the free kick from Widrington, and Sam Inwood lifts his left foot and volleys it well over. Not even an ooh or an ah. And the Shots management team call back not just Josh Barrett but Kwame Thomas as well. I don't know how many added minutes we're going to get, but Shots are going to have Barrett and Thomas on for the remaining of this match once the ball goes out into play. Meanwhile, Cameron Hargreaves given the official Aldershot Town man of the match, and Steve Gibbs is going to have to conduct a very constructive argument to give it to anybody else as far as I'm concerned, but he's entitled to if he wants. Here is Cameron Hargreaves chasing the ball down the left. He can't keep it in. Throw into Sutton in the right back position. Steve Gibbs.
I haven't even thought about man of the match yet. There's still.
Well, let's say he's in the shake-up, right?
Yeah, oh, most definitely. Yes.
Okay. We don't like to put too much pressure on Steve for his Aldershot Town man of the match. We don't give him too much abuse either if we don't agree with it.
Not on air, at least.
Not until we switch the microphones off. Then I literally pile into him. No, right. Foul throw or taken from the wrong place. Aldershot restart too soon because Aldershot are going to bring on Kwame Thomas and Josh Barrett. Who's going off for the final 15 seconds plus added time? Love the fact that nobody wants to go off from an Aldershot Town point of view. They're all waiting for the throw-in to be taken, Steve. Callum Stewart, first Shots goal, works so hard, gets generous applause. He'd be delighted to get off the mark today. He'd be even more delighted if Shots can nick this late on. Kwame Thomas comes on for him. Thomas, who's got a bit of history, Sutton fans will know, this time last week, on the Saturday anyway, scoring around about this time, wasn't it? And Barrett also coming on. Sutton are going to make another change as well. They're going to throw on David Radari, and Tetek, who's come on in this second half, has come off. And that's an unusual one. A second half substitute being substituted, but just tactical, Steve, isn't it? That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and now Sutton as well, very hastily informing the fourth official that they want to make a change of their own, and it's David Radari, a Swiss, Italian, Dutch striker.
Make your mind up, Steve.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
That's his mixed heritage, and he is coming on for.
Is that Njoku coming off?
It possibly is.
David Rodare comes on and Njoku comes off. Meanwhile, the clock's ticked on, and at some point, after all these substitutions, we're going to see how many added minutes are. But these substitutions have taken from 89:44 until 91:30, so that's pretty much 2 more minutes to be added. In comes the long throw from Inwood, headed up in the air and over the bar and behind for another Shots corner.
That's 10
corners for the Shots today. An entertainment, as always at a premium. Another 4-goal game at the EBB. So far, we're not over yet. Still, we await the fourth official's board. In comes the corner from Barrett. Oh, it's half cleared out and then cleared again. He very nearly scored directly from the corner, but it's been cleared away. Hargreaves has got it. Hill sends it back in. Lots of bodies in. The goalkeeper, Jack Sims, clutches it and then comes out, smashes into a shots player, goes down and wants a free kick. And the referee quite rightly says, no way, nothing doing. He ran out with the ball into the Aldershot player. I'm sorry, I got to call it exactly as it was. And that was crazy from Jack Sims. He gathered the ball well, Steve, and he gathered it cleanly, but he just rushed out into two Aldershot Town players. We can see the replay of it here, and there's nothing going on there
at all. He gets balked a little bit by a combination of Grogan and another as yet unidentified shots player. But
yeah, I see the angle you've just watched. I've got a clearer view from this side, and he ran straight to, and they had to take evasive action. Sutton fans may see it differently. I accept that. You and I always give our opinions evenly, and you might have seen it slightly differently.
Yeah,
to me,
it was a combination of Grogan and Inwood converged, and Sims
but
was
what I saw was
a little bit of a sandwich in between.
Largely stood where they were, and him rush out towards them. That's what I could see. Anyway, it matters not. 93.5 minutes on the clock. Did the board go up?
I haven't seen anything.
We've seen the board, anyone? I think they've forgotten.
I think because the substitutions happened, a little bit of a flurry right as we were going into added time. I think maybe the fourth official hasn't had time to.
2-2, 10 men each, and nobody's got a clue how much more time we're going to play here at the EBB. I would have thought at least 4 or 5, Steve. We're 93.5 in. There was a 2-minute stoppage before it started. Altrincham 0, Halifax 1. Tamworth have beaten Solihull Moors. There's another late foul. That's on Kwame Thomas from Eden. Pruty leaves a mark on him. And Aldershot Town send everybody forward, bar Boyce Clark. It's ended Woking 3, Eastleigh 3. It's ended Scunthorpe 0, Hartlepool 0. Guaranteed a clean sheet for Hartlepool after conceding 7 at Wealdstone in the week. It's ended 5-1 to Borehamwood, but still we play on here at the EBB. Shots 2, Sutton 2. Theo Windrington sends the free kick forward, headed away by Sutton, and Sutton will have the first and second players onto it too. Sutton play it down the right hand side, Simpers onto it, steps inside of Barrett, drills it low, across, well read by Theo Windrington. He lifts the ball up and over, and Kwame Thomas gets in there, and he goes in late on the goalkeeper. It'll be a yellow card for Kwame Thomas. Free kick Sutton, and no qualms about that from Kwame.
No, absolutely not. No, he had to go for it. I think John Coleman would have docked him a week's wages if he hadn't competed for that ball.
He had to go for it.
He had to go for it.
And what did he do, Steve? He got there as
quickly as he could.
Thank you very much. He's here all week and next week. Right. Free kick to Sutton. Crazy game. In some sort of way, it feels it would be a bit unfair on either side to lose this. Sutton, having been 2 goals down after 16 minutes and got back into it somehow. 10 against 10. Here's Theo Widrington. Calm head just when you need it. Plays it out to Hill. Hill lifts it up. Thomas jumps early and wins it. Pruty heads it away. Taylor heads it on. Inwood heads it back. Ruiz clears it forward. Nightingale heads it. Widrington, Grogan, Hill on the halfway line. He's going to send it in. He's looking, well, he finds Eccleston. Inward fouls. I think he's fouled Simper. It's just a foul, Lewis. Up you get. Nothing more. He's holding his shin. And now Josh Barrett lifts him to his feet. And he limps away a little bit gingerly. But yeah, terrific game today. Lewis Simper, 2 more goals to his tally for the season. You might have his tally for the season, Steve. He's definitely into double figures, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he's the Sutton's top goal scorer.
He is now on 12 goals.
Yeah. Right. The action swings to the other end. We still don't know how much added time was added. We're in the 97th minute. Jack Sims sends it forward and he finds touchdown by the corner flag. Aldershot Town will have the throw. Can either of these sides? Rochdale 2, Morecambe 4. And Altrincham 0, Halifax 1. Inwood sends it down the line. Headed back into touch. Another throw in, 2 shots. Throw down the line, into touch. Throw in's given to Aldershot. Just inside the Sutton half. Inwood takes it down the line. Thomas heads it on. It'll go all the way through to Jack Sims. I think we're going to end up here with a score draw, a Desmond as they call it, but we're going to probably do this in front of our, or for our BBC Radio Surrey listeners live as well. But they'll come to us when they can. Here's a ball forward. One in the air really well by David Rodare. Finds Simper. Simper on the edge of the penalty area. Goes one way then the other. Inwood gets a foot in. There's a tackle. Nothing's given. Simper's on the floor. Boyce Clark bowls it out to Josh Barrett. Barrett volleys it forward for Kwame Thomas to chase. Thomas is offside. And it is full time on 98 minutes. Terrific game. And we'll update. Yeah. It's even in every way in the end, Robin. We've had a thrilling game. It's finished 2-2, 10 men each. The referee a little bit too much the star of the show, unfortunately, waving yellows around like they're confetti. But the important details: Aldershot took the lead on 5 minutes with Callum Stewart's first goal for the Shots. They doubled their lead on 16. A penalty from Ryan Hill after Hargreaves was fouled. So 2-0, but 4 minutes later Sutton got back into it, and Jaden Harris crossed the ball in. It wasn't cleared. Lewis Simper struck it home, 2-1. That was the half-time scoreline, and then largely the Shots looked more likely to score next for big periods until the 71st minute, when Ollie Scott, who was already on a yellow, lunged inside the penalty area. Referee saw it as a second yellow, a penalty to Sutton. Lewis Simper was never going to miss. He sent Boyce Clark the wrong way and rifled it home. And since then, both sides have gone for it as best they could. Charlie Bell got a second yellow as well. We ended up with 10 men each. We've ended up with a point each. And Aldershot and Sutton inch ever closer to safety and National League football next season. Final score here at the EBB, after we've been richly entertained as ever, Robin, is Aldershot Town 2, Sutton United 2. Woo! Finally, Steve, we can come to you. No one's going to complain about the quality of entertainment today, are they? One or two people will say the Shots shouldn't have been slipping up there from 2-0 up, but that's football, and Sutton were always going to have their moments, and they made them count.
Yeah, absolutely. I think having been 2-0 up, John Coleman will be disappointed, and I think quite rightly so. I think Aldershot Town, to an extent, the authors of their own downfall, shouldn't have let Sutton back in the game when they did in the first half. Should have really exerted their superiority even more so than they did at 2-0. And then second half there wasn't much in it. The Shots probably held sway for large parts of the second half, although largely it was a bit of a non-event. And then if the referee quite rightly gives the foul on Byron on Ryan Hill, that move doesn't develop. Ollie Scott commits the soft foul, compounded by a second yellow, and Lewis Simper has brought them back level. It's the 4th consecutive score draw in this fixture. Sutton will feel it's a point gained, Aldershot Town 2 points dropped.
Crazy stuff. The Shots pick up 1 more point. We'll look at the final scores elsewhere in the National League, where it's ended Altrincham 0, Halifax 1, Borehamwood 5, Wealdstone 1. What a 4 days for Wealdstone. In fact, what a 3 days. On Tuesday they beat Hartlepool 7-0, and today as some managers would say, they've had their arses handed to them by Boreham Wood. 5-1, a hat-trick in there for James Clark. Boston 0, York 1. York City have done what they needed to do today, but Rochdale haven't. Arise Morecambe, they've won 3-2 at Rochdale. That's a crazy scoreline. 4-2 Morecambe have won. Carlisle 0, Gateshead 0. Bore off with that one. Who wants to know that one? Forest Green 4, Brackley 0, and Brackley had a player sent off in that one. Scunthorpe 0, Hartlepool 0, Southend 3, Braintree 2. That's the playoff race pretty much done and dusted now. And Tamworth 1, Solihull Moors 0, Woking 3, Eastleigh 3. So they've had a crescendo of a finish at Woking, where Pennant got the equalising goal after Sanderson had got Woking back into it. And Yeovil 1, Truro City 0 means that other than Morecambe, it's not been a great day for the bottom 4. They're the ones who remain with a shred of hope. We'll look at the table in a minute. Steve, anything else you want to add? And sorry, in all the excitement, I don't know if you named your Aldershot Town man of the match.
I didn't. His name's probably Lewis Simper, but from genuinely in a red and blue, I think it's got to be Cameron Hargreaves.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Steve.
I think with a few honourable mentions in dispatches, Callum Stewart, Ryan Hill, Ryan Hill. Yeah. A few players stood out, but Cameron Hargreaves outstanding.
And funnily enough, it's Greg Thornett who's been picking the official man of the match today, and he's a very sensitive character as to whether he's made the right pick or not. He always over worries about it. He's just messaged me to say he hopes he got it right. I've just texted him back 100%. There's no arguments. Too many times Cameron Hargreaves misses out on the man of the match because all he's done is played his normal high standard game. But today, I think winning the penalty, popping up everywhere, tireless work rate, and a simply brilliantly timed tackle on Lewis Simper, as Simper was thinking, I'm going to bang in my hattie here and take the 3 points up the road to Surrey. So he is
often a victim of his own high standards, but people don't notice the quality because he does it every week.
Callum Reynolds used to do the same thing.
But I think as I said, a few players stood out, but Cameron Hargreaves was outstanding.
Yeah, excellent. Totally agree. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage this afternoon, listeners. I feel that the excitement levels haven't dropped through the whole afternoon. I promise you, I'm not just naturally giddy. It was that good. It was fun to watch, fun to call. We wish you all a happy Easter if you celebrate, and we'll speak to you again. Well, certainly I will, with Julian Walters, hopefully on Wednesday, when the speeding orange bullet, if he's in it, will make its way from Swansea to Wealdstone, and we'll bring you coverage from the National Leaguers. Aldershot try and get a win, and Wealdstone try and bounce back from their 5-1 defeat today at Boreham Wood. I'm going to leave the lines open, so if John Coleman or an Aldershot Town player appears with any great speed, you might catch it down the line. Final score this afternoon at the EBB: Aldershot Town 2, Sutton United 2. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What a game.
You enjoy it?
Yeah, I'm exhausted now. Had everything.
If you'd been listening at home to that, you probably would have thought, wouldn't you? Why are they so giddy? You know, why is Rob so giddy?
Oh
anyway.
no, I know.
So Steve was probably more like his normal self, but I don't know, it's just great entertainment, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
There'll be people moaning, they'll be on there moaning.
But it all comes across when I like to listen as well. Like
yeah.
It comes across on the radio.
Well, that's good, because at the end of the day, that is the job. You've got to paint pictures.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you never give an opinion, it doesn't really work. You've got to give opinions, you know. And I love it now and again when Steve and I see it differently, you know. I was adamant on that goalkeeper coming out and rushing into our two players, and then you look at the other angle and it looks...
No, it's all right. I'll do it. Thank you. No, that's all right.
It's good. You don't want just a robot.
Yeah, I'm all right.
No.
Honestly. Once I go around the side, I'll be all right. Thank you very much. It's all right. It's just a dodgy knee.
Are we headed?
Well, I've got to get both managers and then we're headed.
We offer every week and he doesn't let us, mate. So, but that's very kind of you.
Yeah. that was here, and then last game I moved it.
Sometimes we
I forgot about it. I forgot about it.
No,
I'd have happily taken it this afternoon, but
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, I've got this like.
And digging it. Oh no.
I don't think we've done a lot with the videos and were saying really. They're going to want to put all their thoughts into it.
Yeah.
Get our John Coleman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mind you, hamstring first thing for 2 or 3 minutes.
No. No, you want to ease it back a little bit.
Oh, I forgot to look at the table.
Do you want to play or no?
I'm not sure yet. Who are you talking to?
We've got Callum.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
If you want to play, no.
I think I'm going to say no today. It's a draw. There's not a big, and also I know there's a lot. The team are doing an awful lot of work in the toe, and they came back and got 3 all. Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So I think they'll get the timeline today.
Michael? Yeah. Nice to meet you. I didn't realise you were at the front, sorry. Where's the other guys? There's about 4 of you.
Yeah, most of them around the pit.
Right,
We had one, two now.
yeah, because we had a videographer, if you go through my history, we said to pay for the score, go through my bit. Didn't realise you had
a blue eye.
So that second goal was not to be rude to you guys. Brian Hill didn't know who it was. So he thought your guy was our guy.
Oh, right.
That's why we went right up to the front of his camera.
Wrong blue eye. Yeah. Well, we bring our own because we like people to bring their own when they come to us.
Yeah.
If you want the footage of it,
I think we haven't got it to be fair, but we had all this stuff ready to go in case we wanted to begin. That's such a curse. Never going to do that again.
how's it going anyway? Everything else all? You can get a chance for a chat if you want. I can't hang around long, but if you want to give
Yeah, cool. Can you give me 5 minutes to get player down and the manager and stuff, then I'll be around.
Yeah.
Did promise for those of you who are still listening online and hanging on for the post-match interview with John Coleman, I did promise that we'd take a look at the bottom end of the National League table, and I forgot. So Truro, Braintree, Morecambe and Brackley remain the bottom 4, and Eastleigh are the most immediate above them. So Truro 30 points, now 13 behind with 4 left. I've done the maths. Truro City have been relegated this afternoon. So Braintree 35 points, Morecambe 37, Brackley 38. And then it's a gap of 5 points to Eastleigh with 43, Gateshead with 44, Aldershot with 46, Sutton with 47, Altrincham with 48. The most points that Brackley now can get is 50. And they've got a minus 32 goal difference. So I think we can now say mathematically 50 points keeps you up this season. You're probably, bearing in mind Brackley are not likely to win all of their last 4 games, you're probably safe already. Yeovil on 50 and Solihull on 48 and Boston on 48 and Altrincham on 48, and maybe, just maybe, Sutton and Aldershot on 47 and 46 need 1 more win each or a couple of draws. So that's where we are with that. We'll wait for John Coleman to appear and then we'll be back online with you. We sent off for Brackley. It's going to get. Oh, it's only a double yellow, so it's only 1 game. Has a manager ever waited longer for a win than Andy Wing? I can't. It must be double figures games now, isn't it?
I don't want that run going on till they play us, because too many teams do that.
Igor Tudor,
Yeah, and maybe Igor Tudor,
if he got 10 games.
How can the best defence in the league concede 4 goals to Morecambe? What's that all about?
Did Nolan get many of them?
He got effectively the winning goal, the third goal.
And they put 5 past us last month at our place, so they're very odd side.
We totally outplayed them last week for the whole game.
Clean sheets against Morecambe aren't for everyone.
They're not for everyone. No. I know it is. It's from one week to the next, Tony. Seriously, look at Wealdstone.
Yeah.
From 7-0 to 1-5 defeat. I mean,
Not bad.
No, possibly I can do that. I'm assuming it's the gym. Yeah, that's the thing.
I love the irony that as brilliant as the Sutton turnout was today,
Midday, I think.
Aldershot had 3 more people to Morecambe than
midday,
Sutton
1
did
o'clock.
to Aldershot.
I think it's 1 o'clock. And the disability thing starts at like 10:30.
Sorry, 13 more people. Was it 438? 438.
438, yeah. And we were 451.
We took 451 to Morecambe in our crazy, convince everybody to bring their mate and his dog game of the year.
Come on, managers. I want to get home.
You want to get home and tuck into that chocolate, do you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, my deadline's about midday tomorrow, so